Well, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Man, we got an excellent show here for you guys. Do me a favor, everybody hit the like button right now. I see people coming in. We got 27 likes. So far, we got 72 people in the building. Let's go ahead and get these likes up right now before we get this show started. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. The topic, can a man love you and still cheat? Shout out to Darwin, man. He was the inspiration for this topic. I kind of put a little twist to it. But I did come across this discussion that was had by Mac Mall. That's his name. Pretty sure you guys may have heard of him, but excellent discussion between him and two ladies. So that's going to be the tone for the night. And then I also got another little clip on the back end of it. It talked about a lot of different things. So we're not only going to talk about can a man love you and still cheat. That's buried in this discussion. But we're going to pack it all. We're going to let it all out today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get it going. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right, let me go ahead and run this clip.
He was talking about how Scottie Pippen's 60 years old and he dating a 23-year-old, right? Okay, so basically what I want y'all to understand that we value two different things from a man and a female. Okay, so y'all value resources and security. This is why y'all be mostly attracted to older men, because they're much more established and stable in life. That just naturally comes with an older man. Okay, on the other hand, men value beauty. Okay, and the thing about it is y'all looking at it as if he's trying to control her or some other things like that, or they're not compatible in a way because she can't understand it. Men don't want women that didn't been through what we didn't been through. So y'all saying she don't know nothing and they can't resonate with each other. Men like women who are as pure as possible because we like being leaders. We like teaching. We like showing things. So when we find younger women who aren't that much experienced, it turns a man on to be able to show her things. I don't know why you women act like it's creepy, because you date, all y'all on the panel and in the comments have dated older men. But now it seems like you put a standard on how old. Once you're 21, you're grown. You can date whoever the hell you want to date once you turn 21. So I don't understand. The reason why y'all say it's creepy is because y'all don't think like us. We're not looking at the same thing. You're looking at resources. We looking at beauty. Okay, and you're usually more finer when you're younger.
Okay, well, let us tell you why it's creepy. My daddy's 60. So I'm 46. I don't want nobody 60 nothing. So I have dated somebody that was about 10 years older than me, not 40. A 40-year age gap is crazy. I don't want nobody that's my daddy's age.
But see, the thing about it is that's why I say, like, when Jada was using Augustine, it was freedom. It was free. It was cool. But see, the thing about it is when y'all date younger men, we don't give a shit. Okay, we don't care.
No, we didn't even know.
We don't call it weird.
About that.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is when the shoe is on the other foot, we don't care about what y'all do. If y'all get old as hell and y'all get y'all a young nigga, okay, how you a young nigga? If you can still pull young niggas, bitch, do your shit. We don't care.
That ain't true.
But the minute we do it, it's creepy.
Tamia.
So I don't I wouldn't say that it's creepy. I just don't agree with the whole age range. The age range you gave was 60 years old to a 23-year-old woman, right? I just don't agree with that. I don't see how any compatibility could be there, right?
We're not
and you
looking
said
for
that
compatibility.
you said that you're looking for beauty. So are you saying that it's not beautiful women that's your age out here?
Yeah, but she not as beautiful as she was 20 years ago. That's all I'm saying. We're not saying that you're not beautiful.
But they're right, but it's still beautiful women out here that's your age, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So that in itself does, like, that disqualify what you said, because
It does it because there you go trying to take away man's standards. You can't take away our standards and allow yourself to have yours. You have your standards. Why we can't have ours?
I just
The
don't
law.
understand.
This is the law. The law states that when you are 21 years old, you are an adult. So anything after 21 is ball game. How is it crazy?
No,
I don't get that. Because guess what? Guess what? If he was 80, just say if he was 80 and she was 50, would it be a difference? If he was
Huh?
80 and she was 50, would that be creepy?
Nah, because then
No.
both of
Exactly.
y'all
It's the
old and washed
same
up, and
age
both of
gap.
y'all have had
No.
probably fair experiences in life. Like
Yes.
a 23-year-old woman having a 21-year-old woman haven't even experienced. She's not even experienced enough.
That's
And
what
if
we
you
like.
want somebody that
Okay.
you want,
This is
so
what we like.
you telling me you're not man enough to lead a woman that's your age?
You can't
You can't. Why you can't? You
because she
can't.
already experienced. What
Maybe
the
maybe
what?
because
So look, what can I
listen.
tell a woman that already done made it, baby? Where
You
can I
said
lead a
what?
woman that's already
My
got her
thing
shit
is
together? You
this. My
can't lead
thing
her
is
nowhere.
this. If you want to raise somebody, raise your children, raise your kids, your daughter. Like
Okay.
you're not trying to raise your woman. You're leading your woman.
Okay, so check this out. What is okay, if I was leading my woman and teaching her things, what is that?
What do you mean? You're leading your
What I'm
woman.
asking you,
You're
if I'm
teaching her
teaching, if
things.
I meet a woman and I'm teaching, she's learning from me, I'm teaching her things, I'm guiding her the right way, what am I doing? That's the same thing you just said.
Right, you're leading a grown woman though, a woman that's your age,
No,
that's just
we're leading a
experienced as
scarred
you.
woman.
You want a lot of men. I'm not saying you because I don't know you to judge you, right? Most older men want that younger woman so that they can manipulate her. They know for a fact what they're gonna get away with a girl that's extremely younger than them. They can't get over on that 40-year-old woman or that 35-year-old woman that they're gonna get over on a 23-year-old
Right,
young
and
woman.
that's why you're single. Because can't nobody get over on you. You just answered
Yeah,
your own question. You
that
So
answered
wait a
your own
minute.
but that's
demise.
fine
Because let
So
me
though.
wait
tell
a
you
minute.
something. Let me tell you something, baby. Because obviously y'all have a lot to learn about men. Okay, men like to lead. We like to teach our woman things. If you are already scarred, I cannot teach you shit. So this is why we try to find younger before they meet all the niggas that then
Okay,
fuck
wait
them
a
over,
minute.
before they get jaded like older women. Okay,
But
this
then
is
you
what we
come,
like.
then you
You cannot, I will not allow no women to sit there and badge a man about his standards. This is what we want, and ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
but that's fine.
We
I'm
don't do
not
this
trying
to
to
y'all.
change your standard.
We don't do this to y'all.
So I get into it, man. My first question I want to kick off. If two adults are over 21, should anyone else have a say in how big their age gap is?
I would
Can
say
I go?
outside people probably, oh, sorry, I was gonna
Oh,
say
go ahead.
outside people probably know, but I would think like maybe, your parents. I mean, I'm just looking at it and from my perspective, being a mom and having, daughters in their 20s. Um, I actually experienced it. My daughter was dating somebody who was 60. And um,
Tell us more.
what's that? Damn. He definitely didn't look 60. He carried himself, just different, a little different. My daughter is 24, turning 25, and he sought out her. She's sweet. She's a good person, good mom, takes care of her business, and that didn't last long because
He
the
died.
way I look at it is I felt like he was. I don't even want to say, I don't even know if the right word is to manipulate, but I felt like he was used to dealing with a certain woman. Most of them were all younger, but dealing with a certain woman, and he was able to come and go as he pleased. And with my daughter, it was different. It's like, like you're not going to just be able, like, I'm not okay with you just leaving for days or, making all the moves that you want to make without, checking in. Like, that's not what I want in a relationship, things like that. I felt like I pretty much feel like he gaslighted her. I'm going to, give you this life. And that wasn't the case. And
But
that's just
that wouldn't
very
be
more information.
that wouldn't be gaslighting if that's what happened. He lied to her. He sold her a dream. That's not gaslighting.
Okay. So
But
wrong words.
24 and 60, like, so what happened? Because seriously, did the nigga die? Because you said it didn't last long.
He didn't die. He didn't die. So basically, she had her apartment, and he was just like, I think let's get an apartment together, and did all that. And he had a son who is 2 years old. same age as my granddaughter. And so it was just like that, you know, they had a good time together. They were around each other, things like that. You know, he was around my family, you know, hey mom, you know, how you doing? Let's do lunch and things like that.
Hey, mom, what? They
I
went
mean,
to high school together. How he call your mom?
but I would be technically his mother-in-law if they got married. Let's say technically, you know, let's
Man.
just do that. But it was one of those situations where I felt like he wanted her to move in, and I guess maybe it was like, you know, she's beautiful. Like he wanted the, like that guy said, you know, the pretty woman on the outside, young and moldable, and I just felt like they were on two like they just didn't. I think he experienced so much. He had multiple marriages throughout his life, and he just was like, I just want to do what I want when I want to do it. And my daughter didn't. She barely experienced anything.
I think she gave up too early, because if she stuck around, life insurance and all of that stuff would have kicked in, and she may have just quit too soon.
Yeah,
Shut up, Willie. Like,
he did say that though. He did listen. He did say that.
Nonsense.
That's the truth. That's the truth though. But he did say like, I'm gonna leave everything to her, and I was like, oh, okay, that's great.
If my daughter bring home a nigga that's 60, she knows what she's doing, and I'm just gonna say, you better hope he don't live to be 90, because you're gonna be miserable for 30 years.
Right.
You can sacrifice 4-5. He eat bad, eat bacon all the time. You know, you out of shape. You got you one of them 6-year. He finna go anyway. He got 2-3 years tops. Just ride that out, collect your insurance policy, and then move on. And you know.
Yeah, I feel like you're just a little imposter. And it just, you know, it actually ended recently, so I'm pretty thankful for that. But I let her make her own decision. So the question was like, basically, would anybody have a problem, or, you know, yeah, I'm going to share my honest advice to her. You know, I had a conversation with him, like, you know, that's my daughter. You might be 60, but I don't play no games about my kids. That type of thing. You know, I know people. So, you know.
I don't know, man. That's a little too early.
I don't think that would rock at all. Like in my family dynamic, my dad do not want no man that's around his age trying to date me. Like it's, I mean, I'm older now, but I'm saying that like 23, I don't think they would have been going for that at all. That's just, how do y'all even like, what do y'all have in common? His generation is so different from,
they ain't looking for nothing in common.
Is that not a thing? Like that don't matter? That don't count?
No.
Dating somebody that grew up with internet is crazy. Like dating someone that never had a house phone, that's wild.
That's what I'm saying. Like certain things she just won't understand. She won't be able to relate to you writing a letter to somebody. Like what? What is a stamp? She might not even know what a stamp is. Where do you buy envelopes? She might not even know that.
They teach stamps in school still, you know.
Yeah, well, I taught my daughter a lot, so you know, she definitely knew a lot. But that's the truth. Like they don't even do signature anymore. It's like, you know, everything's print. Like that. I mean, cursive. They don't even do that anymore. So it's just like there's not really a lot of commonalities between them, and I think that's kind of. Yeah, you know, somebody wants to take you to get your nails done. I think that was, you know, here's some money to get your nails done. Oh, you want lunch? Oh, this, I'm gonna come see you at your job, things like that. And it's just like that's like the very, very beginning of the wooing somebody, but that doesn't last long. When we're sitting home, what are we talking about? What are we discussing? You know.
So
I think there's a bit of confusion. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I think it's a bit of confusion as far as what compatibility is concerned. Like, so it depends on what you want out of a relationship. Not everybody seeks the exact same things in a relationship. So let's just take the issue at hand. We're talking about Scottie Pippen. What he's looking for in a relationship, at least right now, this particular woman supplies every bit of that. The bro said that he's concerned with beauty. She got that. She got her looks. She's going to be fun. She won't be jaded. She'll be fresh. And hyper successful men continuously display this type of behavior because they are pretty much still in their prime. Your prime will last a little bit longer as a man, particularly if you are hyper successful. Not to mention he's a former athlete, so he's not going to look exactly his age. So he still supplies many of the things that she even wants. What she wants is security, particularly financially. She wants experiences, and he'll be able to show her that. Now, and we also have to understand that some of these are just like a contract. Like you, just like how the G League does, you could get a contract real quick. It's not necessarily designed to last forever. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I don't think anyone outside of it, if you're a parent, I believe you have some sort of a say. That's your investment. But outside of that, leave them the hell alone. If they are both fulfilling the other person's need, then I don't see the issue.
I don't know though.
I mean,
Because doesn't it
historically,
depend on the 21st, like how old you, like how mature you are at 21? Because at 21, if my mama's still sending me money or she's still taking care of me, am I really ready for that type of relationship? Honestly. And
yeah,
even
you got a
then,
new daddy.
Right, because he gonna give you some more money.
He gonna take care of you.
So,
What you mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
can't
that kind
fathom
of
at
that kind of exes
21
up.
and I'm looking at you and you get naked and all I see is Christmas balls, like and tinsel, because it's silver and I'm sorry. It's no.
You don't know what's that man got going on. He probably got a wax. You
Yeah, I
don't
was
see
gonna
nothing.
say most people don't really carry hair anymore.
Girl, your granddaddy is
In
not fixing to
1980.
go out here and wax his nuts. What are you
The
talking about?
grandpa
But
still
my
does.
granddaddy
They
is not
use,
Scottie Pippen
yeah.
dating a 23-year-old. So it might be different.
What 60-year-old nigga walking in like, excuse me, Mr. Hair Wax Lady, can you get these nuts?
Yo, I never heard of. I'm not gonna
The one that's
advertise
messing
anyone,
with
but
a
they have. You
23-year-old
can do that
girl.
on your
Stop
own.
playing.
They got
Man,
hair
she knew
removal
that she
cream.
knew that dick was 60 when she got it. So was them balls. So she not finna go in there and be like, hey, can y'all get this silver
Hey,
shit off?
Willie, you know about the human anatomy, and you know that that is the lasting age on a man.
Bro, listen, we're not even finna go there. Yes, I know that's exactly what it is. However, I know that niggas are not going to, even the weird ones who do go get their shit waxed, they not getting their balls done.
No, bro, there's hair removal cream. You ain't got to go to nobody.
So real quick,
Cause
Trev,
They got all types of razors and
So-
shavers nowadays.
No, Ray, don't put no
see,
razor on
you
your shit.
lost it. See, that's how we know you don't know nothing about balls, because no man
I
put
don't got
razor
no
on his
balls.
nut. But Trev, so you're a cashier at Walgreens and you see a 60-year-old nigga come through there with some ball hair removal cream. You not gonna look at that nigga funny?
Well, it's not specifically going to be for balls, right? So there's I don't want to advertise for anybody, but there's body hair removal, right? You can buy it for like $6 on
Yeah.
Amazon. That shit works really
Trev,
well.
just show us. Just show us.
No, the fuck you know.
I'll do it in the back chat. I don't want to
Do
advertise.
it,
They're not
do
paying us.
JR, I'm about to report this live as I'm on it. If he show us, I don't want to say that shit.
Wait,
No,
not
I
his
wasn't gonna
balls.
show
Show us
it.
the cream.
Whoa, no, that's not
How
what she
you
meant.
reporting
I hope
the
that's not
same
what she
live
meant.
as
Hold
you
on.
That's
Oh,
the cream.
I was
She
like,
meant the product.
when we
The
talking
product,
about nuts,
not
and she screaming, "Show us!" I was like,
No,
Trev,
show
Oh,
us
damn.
the
No, no.
cream that he had. That
I
he
mean,
used.
I thought she was getting a little bit frisky. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
No.
I'm a lady, you
Damn.
guys. I'm a lady.
Trev,
I don't think we're
Trev,
gonna ask him to put
I
his
was-
you
balls
my
on the
dog,
internet.
Trev, but I don't never want to see your nuts, my nigga. You can keep them to yourself.
I was
That's
like, she
wild.
like,
Yeah. They weren't coming out.
Can the
today.
lady answer me a
You got to
question?
earn that.
You know, 'cause
So
Pause.
Can the ladies what, True?
answer me a question, because I know this is the disparity of age, right? But have none of y'all ever been manipulated by a man that's close in your age, like 3 years, 5 years apart? Has this not ever happened?
Oh, what's happened?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's happened.
it's happened. Okay, has it
Of
happened more
course.
than once?
I wouldn't even know.
I don't think
know
so.
what happened more than once. Don't do
Thanks, Lakeisha.
I mean,
being
well, I'll
honest.
say not more than once, but more than one person. I don't really know. I've been in a long relationship, so I couldn't really.
It happens
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious, because I'm like, I listened to this clip before JR, played it, and like certain things, it's like women read off a script. She gonna get manipulated. You want to mold her. What do y'all have in common? And then that compatibility word. Do women not understand you're compatible with men? Like, you're a woman. You're compatible with any man, period. Like, because he's another
I
human.
hear you, True, and I understand what you mean by that.
Okay.
but I can't give you the whole entire shebang.
Okay, give me half the shebang.
You can
I'm
get
listening.
half the shebang.
I'm listening. I
Okay,
want to
only
know this
because I just feel
compatibility.
like
Go ahead.
not every woman is compatible with every man.
Why not?
There are some women that are just not. So, okay, for instance, if there's a man who likes his solitude, he does not like to go out, he does not like the back and forth argument, stuff like that. How's he going to deal with a woman who always wants to argue, always wants to go out, always wants to do this, always wants to do that? She can't sit still.
You're talking about characteristics. I'm talking about off the strength of the fact that you're another human person. So compatibility should never come out of anyone's mouth, in my opinion. Now, do we work together in a relationship? Do we function? Sure, but compatibility, you're compatible. You're a female. I'm a male. We're compatible. And I think
What if
that's
you
the
don't
part
like women? The
come on.
compatibility goes out the window at that point.
We are talking about heterosexual people. So
We have to specify nowadays.
Damn. Okay, yes, you're right. But yeah, I guess I don't get,
Well, wait. But compatible, I had to look it up because I'm like, I thought it meant like working together, existing together harmoniously without conflict. So to Toya's point, everybody's not compatible, man and woman, because there are, as we see, you ever seen those people arguing on the street? You'd be like, what they arguing about? Or people who argue about everything.
My point of reference in compatibility is the fact that it's not foreign for, okay, a man's approached you, Becky, right? And he's a man, he's a person. He found interest in you. He wasn't a alternate species. So therefore, you could assume that he probably has male tendencies, probably does man crap. So y'all compatible off just that. Now, how you guys' personalities mesh, that's a different story. But compatibility doesn't make sense to me. It's dumb, at least in my opinion. And then this idea that you guys at around the same age are going to have these harmonious conversations, and you guys are just going to be able to talk, ad nauseum about, I don't know, politics and flowers and whatever the hell y'all want to talk about. Let me make this very clear to women that are listening. We have nothing in common with y'all at all. The only thing that we like about women is that y'all are pretty and you are not men for the most part. But what we enjoy, what gives us passion, y'all don't connect on, even if we're the same age. So I don't understand this idea romantically. And I would love to see the relationship where the guy is close to your age and you guys just sync, and he does the things that you want to do and you do the things that he wants to do, and it's all just kumbaya. I would love to.
Can I ask you a question?
You'll never see it because them women won't be on the internet. They'll be synced up with those niggas.
Go ahead, Toya.
So I watch a lot of what is the name of this show? Survive the Jungle or something like that. So basically, it's a show where people have to work together to essentially survive on the island. The last couple people, I think it's the last 2 people standing, they win $1 million, right? So in that show, I got to see a lot of what compatibility actually looks like. Because it's not like it's just 2 women on a team or 3 or 2 men on a team. Everybody's all mixed up together, right? So what I've learned is it does take a level of communication and compatibility for whoever was, a part of the team to make it to the end. Now, if you're a man and I'm a woman and you are able to do certain things and I'm not, and maybe we can, delegate different jobs to each other and we can work together to survive, then that's compatibility to me, and we can be fruitful and multiply, right? But if you're trying to give me instruction and I'm trying to do what you're doing and we're bumping heads every, time we turn around, and I'm not listening to nothing you say and you're not listening to anything I say, how are we going to be able to survive on that island if nothing is going to get done because we keep bumping heads? And that's what I mean about compatibility, being able to work together cohesively.
And I get it. That's a great example. But I'll say it like this, and then I'll pass it. Right, get everybody else involved. Women sometimes date other women, and they are the most quote unquote compatible as far as being in sync with. I'm stating from them both knowing what it is to be a woman, bra shopping, all the crap that y'all do as women, and they have the worst relationships. So it always, again, makes me laugh that women talk about compatibility in reference to men, especially on this whole age thing. I wouldn't recommend some woman, any woman, date a man that's 40 some years older than her. You know, that'd be her choice. It probably is not the most optimal, but it's just interesting how we have this knee-jerk reaction. And immediately this man is a villain. Immediately he's going to take advantage of her. We never talk about her being the predator, whether she's young or not. Ever. But I'll land.
I can agree
All right,
with
go ahead.
you.
True. So for those who are on the panel that may be in relationships, how are you maintaining your relationships? What is holding you here outside of probably your initial reaction is how they looked? So what holds you here? Whoever may be in relationships, I don't know on this panel, but what keeps you in your relationships?
For men, it's usually the amount of time they have invested in a relationship.
My woman performs. Like, she knows what I like. She don't miss. She performs. She's always bringing value. She continues to strive to keep my attention, and so she does what I ask. It's peaceful. Sometimes I'll be listening to people on the internet. I'm like, I don't experience that. Never have I experienced it, but that's why, because she is extremely valuable and she continues to add value.
But that
But
doesn't mean
when she stops adding value, though,
right.
when she stops
Yeah.
adding value, you
So
know
that
why?
doesn't
We gonna hold on, y'all. We're gonna get into that conversation. Y'all moving a little bit too fast now. You know, y'all starting to kind of tiptoe into the cheating.
I was just gonna ask him, so that means she's compatible to him in
Oh, that's
some
not where I was
form,
going with it.
shape.
Okay.
No,
Oh
that's
yeah,
not
I was
where
asking.
No, I was talking about a sense of duty. Like, men tend to have a sense of duty to their women, even when they stop performing. That's compounded by the amount of time they have with that woman, which is, why they tend to stay in bad relationships. I mean, again, we all got drawers we've been had for 10, 15 years. We probably should throw away. Socks we probably should throw away, but we haven't because they're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you athletes, we probably all got our Letterman jackets still. You surprised you can fit it. You probably should put that shit up, but you don't. It's like the time connection you have. And then you know what it took to earn those things. The same it took to earn this woman before she started fucking up and not making you happy. So it's duty.
And then also too, to add what Willie said, sometimes it may be like one or two things that's irritating you at that time, and the good outweighs the bad. So if it's something that you can kind of tolerate and not necessarily as a deal breaker, then you'll kind of, because people change. When people change, I mean, sometimes shit get boring. Sometimes y'all just get tired of each other, but the good still outweighs, and it's not a deal breaker. It's not on that level of disrespect where it's just like, I can't deal with this. This is it. Go ahead, Paris. What are you trying to get in there?
Yeah, no, I didn't have anything on a compatibility. You guys, got that covered. But far as the video and the age gap, I was waiting until you guys get back on that page, and I'll chime in on that.
Oh no, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and add it to. I got a question to follow up right behind your response to it.
Okay, so I just think different from a lot of people, right? What works for you works for you. I'm not in the business of being everybody's business. If a younger woman wants to date a older man, then it's obviously something that interests her or he has a value for her. A lot of times, like just with people that I know that have been in those type of relationships that are now adults, actually learned from those kind of men that had a certain value. Whether it was just like, business, how to move like finances, stocks, stuff that they didn't know before. They actually learned something. So now their life is set up in a different way. Someone their age and having no actual value to bring to the table, but some good smacks, other than that, like knowledge wise. So I see a lot of women that actually grow from that. So yeah, if they want to date an older man, then it is what it is. I don't think nothing wrong with it.
I just want to add in to Paris's point that historically, that's how the couples looked. Well, I don't know about this huge gap, but that's how couples looked. A lot of the times, men were marrying younger women. Like, how many people's grandmothers is like 10, 15, 20 years younger than their grandpa? That's just something that was already widely accepted.
I got a follow-up question. When an older man prefers a much younger woman, is he looking for someone to lead or someone who's easier to control?
He's looking for someone that doesn't have 40, 50 years of traumatic relationship and dick that he's gonna have to deal with.
What if she's 23 with all this trauma?
What if was a fifth, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I'm not doing the if shit, because then y'all make up these random ass scenarios about the one.
But you have to throw that in there. It has to be
I don't. That's what women do, because y'all want to talk about ideas. I'm talking about what actually is for us. That shit you talk about right now is not what we talking about.
But you don't know this woman. You don't know what she went through. You don't know who she is.
I don't know. There is no woman. See how you just made up some random person I don't know?
I'm talking about the Scottie Pippen
that's my point.
With the lady, the 23-year-old.
That's not. We talking about the question he asked. I'm not having a conversation you haven't yet. So again, it's because it's like you go. Who wants to go buy a car that's had 8 miles and 8 owners and 900,000 miles on it? And then you still got to do the same shit as you would do with a brand new car. Wash it, clean it, house it, feed it by giving it gas in case somebody wants to try to say, oh, the car analogy makes my ass itch, whatever. Like, you have to do the same shit, but you get an inferior product. That is what it looks like in the dating market. And does that mean the women are worth less as people? No. Before somebody tries to run with that angle. It does mean that they are not as suitable as for a partner as what that man prefers.
But she would have to deal with whatever traumatic things that he's been through.
The question asked is, what did a man, and two, man's trauma is what makes us the man you want. Because ours is called experience. Y'all call y'all experience trauma because it makes it sound better, and then you get to excuse yourself for the bad decision you made while you were young.
Okay.
Yeah, Toya, I think you got to understand that experience points for men are completely different than what they are for women, and if you look at what women are searching for, whether it be knowledge, wisdom, security financially, for them to be established, for them to be familiar with women, to know how to treat them, to know how to talk to them. All those things are based on the man having more experience, whereas what the men are looking for is a woman who is more feminine, innocent, beautiful. All these things are what a woman would have if she has less XP. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I would say that it could be a great age disparity and they still be compatible, because for the qualities that women are looking for, it's still there. For the qualities that men are looking for, it's still there.
I think men are delusional a little bit about that. A lot of them carry deep-seated trauma, as we see in our, pew statistics in prisons and all the, things that go on. And I'll just specify the Black community in America. Let's keep it really to here. I think sexually that's true, where experience plays to a man's benefit. But as far as heartbreak, as far as manipulation, traumas, getting played, all the things that women verbally express, men internalize, and it typically comes out in various ways, but I do think that when it comes to age gap, my grandpa always say it's a poor woman's sport and a rich man's game, because typically, right, a lot of younger women date older men if they're doing it because of the financial gain. It's That's the sole reason. And that's why you will see a lot of really rich people, once they go through their second marriage or even third marriage, the age gap can get wider and wider because now they have the finances to attract anybody because they're attracted to the money. And I think as long as you're comfortable with the fact that a woman is with an older man for status almost all the time, right? There's exceptions, of course, to every rule, that it could be love. You just happen to fall in with someone who you salsa dance with on Thursdays, and he's a great dancer and he's a nice guy and all that, right? Like, because time can breed, familiarity, and it can also lead to love. But for the most part, it's the money.
It's the security. You said status. It's more so security than status. Women get with old niggas because they're secure and stable. They've already got their lives. They, retired already. She just said the nigga was 60, so he damn near dead. So like there's advantages for young women getting with older men. And we don't have to make it seem like it's, you guys like to talk about the most exorbitant points you can make, the most drastic scenarios, like Scottie Pippen, whatever the fuck that nigga's name is, and that young girl he's dating. Let's talk about the 24-year-old and the 40-year-old man. That's less, drastic. Or we say 25 and 35. The difference is that with a man, it takes a man a long time to become desirable to women. Unless outside of physically, because some niggas hit their physical prime early. But for all the other stuff y'all claim en masse y'all care about, it takes us time to go and gain those things, because we gain that stuff through experience that y'all like to call trauma, like with these therapy fucking words. So a younger woman liking older man makes sense. It makes perfect sense. If my daughter is 25 and said, "Hey dad, I want you to meet this guy I'm dating. He's 35," I'm not tripping. 40, I'm gonna have some questions for him, but I'm still gonna understand what the root cause is, because again, a 35-year-old man is going to be able to provide a better life for my 25-year-old daughter and guide her with his lived experience better than one of her contemporaries would be. So I'd have no issue with that. Like,
would you let her marry a poor old man?
Fuck no. If you're 40 and poor, you fucked your whole life up. Like you've been fucking up for 40 years, for 21 years. Fuck no.
Would you let her marry someone of her peers from college who ain't got nothing?
Yeah, I'll be a lot more forgiving if she dated another nigga that was 25 and they both bum and they both broke. Sorry, I call them bum 25, but they're both starting out life, so they shouldn't have a lot.
Correct. Okay.
Hey, Storm, do you want to add anything?
No, it sounds like they've covered the bases. I do feel like the one word you asked was about control, right? I do feel like there is some control to that, because sometimes you become hyper dependent on that person because he is providing the money, he's providing all these things, and you do become dependent on it. I do feel like that is part of the control factor, because then when you try to leave, you don't have it. Unless you've been stacking it and you've been doing it, but 9 times out of 10, a woman stays because she can't go nowhere. She don't have the means to. So it becomes control to some degree.
You know what?
BK, I wanted to talk to a quick point that you mentioned about the dudes with the money, because I'll be honest with you, most of these men who are seeking these younger women, and once they become established, they know the lick. The only time it becomes a problem is if her desired lifestyle could exhaust his resources. As long as he understands that what it is that she's looking for is sustainable for him, then it doesn't matter. Men don't really care why a woman wants you for the first point in the first place, unless they feel like we can't sustain that. But if we know that we can, then it doesn't matter, because we realize that every single relationship in the world is always transactional.
Go ahead, True.
Oh yeah, no. Trev said it actually. That was gonna be my point. I think that men overwhelmingly don't care. Like, we're very aware that entertaining a woman at whatever stage of our life is gonna require resources. So we're not delusional to think that, yeah, I'm just so awesome, and this young, hot, curvy girl who's a fraction of my age is only here because of my wisdom. We're not foolish. I think the issue is not us. I think the women have an issue with that. Why they have an issue with that, I would love to explore. I have a theory. I think that collectively, a lot of women really don't like to see men happy. And they know that as a young girl, she is at her highest level of value. So it's almost like, you know, I don't know. This is just my theory. I think they look at, girl, why are you giving that man like almost a gift of your time in your life or whatever, which is wild to me. But they never look at it from the standpoint of that man also had to become, you know, sacrifice, discipline oneself. So she is not being abused, in my opinion. She's benefiting from the exchange. I really don't get the energy behind why age disparity is such a big deal. And one benefit I will say to being a man that got a few years on a woman, in my opinion, when you're a young man and you deal with a woman, she still can impress upon you. What you guys do that a lot of men probably won't give you credit for. You guys influence us, especially if we're still developing. But if I got a few years on you and I've like solidified my manhood, there's very little you can do to throw me off, which I think is extremely important for a man. Because if he has a woman that doesn't understand that, you know, what she can potentially manipulate, she could be damaging that man. And I think that is very, very beneficial for a man to have some wisdom, some age, and be centered in who he is so that he can actually deal with that woman correctly.
True. Real quick on your point, there is something to what you just mentioned. It's actually a mating strategy. Just like how men are very competitive, we would try to get the biggest car, you know, or the biggest muscles or whatever. Women's dating strategy, which is it's intersexual competition, whereas it manifests as a crabs in the bucket mentality, where they will that one in particular would be reputational degradation. That's a known fact that sociologists and scientists have actually studied, and that's how women keep the price of the women high, right? Just because they don't want them to fuck up the curve. So what they'll do is they'll tell these women to, hey, don't do that for that. Don't be cooking for that man like that. Why are you dating this old ass dude? That's because they are not doing well themselves, and that's how it manifests.
Thank you for that. I didn't even know it was a term.
I kind of agree. I pretty much agree with that as well. I wouldn't have said it that way, but I do. I think that I think a lot of times women who are single and who are maybe in closer to the age range will look at that as, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get him? And so they tend to hate. But I think it becomes like this jealousy because, you know, women who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s and are seeing that, you know, their counterparts date somebody who's a lot younger than them. I mean, we know that, you know, things go a little bit downhill. You got more years behind you than you do ahead of you, you know? So it's like, you don't feel good about yourself. Yeah, we need the peptides. You don't feel good about yourself. Your skin starts to change. Yeah, there you go. Hey, hit a willy. Your skin starts to change, you know, things start to droop, you know, your weight, all that stuff. Things are just not the same anymore, you know? So, I mean, I just think it's just women who hate. I mean, I'm 44. I'm not how I was when I was 20 something. So, you know, there's certain things I might notice and I'm like, damn, but I'm never, I don't, you know, not looking at somebody to hate. For someone like my daughter, I'm looking at it as like, you know, I'm caring about your future. What's going to happen? What kind of position are you in? Things like that.
Is there another dynamic to that? Oh, go ahead, True.
BK, you know, you're the only one up here that's like subject to this, right?
What you mean?
You're like the only one up here that is young enough to even be the girl in this conversation. Wait,
how old are you? How old are you?
I'm hollering. But wait, well, one of the things I thought about, right, is the First Wives Club, right? So is some of it jealousy because
you definitely old niggas mentioning that movie? You definitely fuck with old niggas.
First of all,
how old are you?
I'm not saying right now.
Oh, are you okay?
But no, the back chat. The First Wives Club. I mention it because, you know, you see people in the media where the first wife stuck with them through a layer of growth and maturity, doesn't work out, then it's like envy because the person leaves, has become a better person, and now they're doing better. And it's like, you don't want them to do better. You want them to do worse. Most people have vengeance in their heart and all the things. Get help for that in Jesus. But I'm saying, like, I do think that there is a level of that I also see of, and I mean, I've seen it in other aspects where it's like you may have had a bad relationship with somebody and then see them 10 years later and, you know, they're like, oh, that person is with who? They're doing how good? Oh, wow. And you just think about how immature or how bad or how whatever you had to stick with that person through. So I think I hear a little bit of that sometimes if I do see it. I'm not around older women who hate. But
So why,
I wonder
so
if
why,
that's a bit of it.
Where does
Wait, what, True? What'd you say?
I was gonna say, so why do y'all want to give us a worse product? Like, why would you want to?
They do the same thing to God, nigga. What do you mean? Why would they want to give it to us? We not better than God.
I mean, we don't want to take them to church, Willie. We want to keep it. You know, it ain't Sunday yet. We want to stay right here.
Just saying.
I'm just curious. Like why wouldn't you want, or the men of the community, to experience the absolute best women that he's capable of sustaining? What's the problem?
Because it's not you.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Thanks
Not
for being
you.
honest.
My only
I
question
mean,
is,
not me. I'm not, but I'm saying it's not you. It's not you want that. Why do we look at other people, what they have, and we can never congratulate them. We can never be happy for them because we want what other people want.
That's because people are haters. If you wanting something that someone has stops you from congratulating them or being happy for them, you're a piece of shit human.
Yeah.
Like you are the most, you lower than a snake's belly, as my granddaddy used to say. So we talk about old niggas today. Like the fact that you want something that stops you from being happy for somebody else that has it. Yeah, you should just die on your birthday because it doesn't make no sense for you to be that trash. Like that's crazy.
but I want to know, like, where do you draw the line? Like, is there a line to be drawn?
I draw the line at anything hater. Hate anything hater.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the haters. I'm talking about like
you
the
talking
whole
about?
age disparity. Like, is there a?
Ain't no line, Toya. Get off of that. That they 21, you older, you can get it. Basically.
Are
So
you
you have
asking
to be
a person?
21 and
Don't speak
older,
for
and
everybody,
everything
then.
is cool. But if it's under
No.
21, then we have a problem.
Are you speaking to personally? Because like my son is 19 and he's fucking 30-year-old. So my son is the reason why my age limit has to go up so much because I'm not about to hit somebody my son may have hit already. That's crazy. So
No, that's just
all
what
of
I'm
us will
saying.
not hit a
Is there like a
21-year-old.
safe space where we draw the line? Like, okay, you have to be of this age to be doing this.
I think it's capacity. I don't think
there's a word.
I think it's capacity. Like, who said it earlier? Paris said that it's maturity. I think it's maturity. Whoever chooses to do, let them do. These people can do what they're capable of doing. But it seems that I've yet to hear men be mad at older men dating younger women. I've yet to hear it. The only people complaining is the women. How dare him? How dare her? You don't let her live. She don't got no experience. Like, what exactly experience does she need in order to grow in a relationship? Honestly, other than what Willie says, 60 miles of extra dick. Like, what experience does she need?
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think it has anything to do with like her.
I don't think it takes 60
experience.
miles of dick for a woman to get the experience that we want her to have either. A mile or two.
That's ridiculous.
Like a mile or two and like the willingness to learn is all we need.
It's a fact. I mean, but in the society that we live in, with all these weirdos running around, I feel like we have to have some kind of establishment of boundaries. Like, where we really have to draw the line somewhere. We literally live in a society full of pedophiles. Like, we have to draw the line at some
Yeah,
point.
but that's not considered a pedophile if she's of age.
That's why I
So,
said, where do we draw the line?
so
That's
there
what I'm
is
saying.
no
Is it
line.
over
Long as she's
21?
The,
There's
legal.
no
the age of
lie.
legal
Yeah.
consent. The
Long as
age of
she's
legal
20
consent
legal.
is
or
where you draw the line.
that's their
Right.
choice.
And
The
so I
choice is
was
I'm
going
with
to say the
Paris.
same thing that Jay was saying. You know, a lot of women, when they hear things like this or come across content like this, the first thing they think of is themselves. And it's like, now you're comparing the older women to the younger women. And like, so what you're trying to say, we're not desired anymore because we're older, you know. And so it just come to a self-reflect when it comes to that. And that's why they get the pushback. But if they take themselves out of it, then you actually can see, like, okay, well, two people that is of age that wants to be with each other, whatever they benefit from it is their choice. Like, who cares what someone else decides to do with their lives? But the only reason why you get pushback is because, you know, we start looking at ourselves like, dang, y'all want older women, we're more close to your age, why you don't want me? You know, so
And
Yeah.
that's a insecurity of us that we have as
right.
older women. I'm gonna say older. I'm 46. Everybody know that, but you know, it's like, why wasn't I chosen by now? Don't do that. Why wasn't I chosen? I think most women like, why wasn't I chosen by now? You know what I'm saying? She's 21, she's 23, 25. So a lot of women, I'm with Paris though. Whatever you do is how you do it. So I'm with you, Paris. However, most older women are in this phase of the clock is ticking. I'm running out of time. My man, where is he? Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, the red, what do they call them? Silver foxes running around here with the the younger women, like, you know. So I think that's just, as women, older women, a lot of us have to work on that, and we're not happy with ourselves. We lack something, whether it's, you know, and I hear a lot of women that, no offense, but a lot of women that have mad kids, or they have relationship issues, or they're bigger in looks, or they got a lot of what is the word, insecurities. And so when they see these beautiful 23-year-olds, they're wondering, you know, why not me? Like, kind of what you're saying, Paris. So I think we just insecure to a certain extent. Yes, sir.
You know the problem with older women? I'm gonna tell you, because a lot of the fellas not gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you the rest after you're done.
No doubt. The problem is that older women, generally speaking, do not see themselves as having to be better than younger women. They want respect off the fact that they got older. They want, off the strength that we're close in age, that to be it, because they're not thinking how men think. Let me tell you how this works. We understand that if we get older or less attractive, then we need to have more money, more status, more things to offer. That's the only way a younger girl may more than likely entertain us, because that 19-year-old can't do what I could do, right? That needs to be the same in the mind of an older woman. If you are older, ma'am, your knees are bad. You need medication. You have children. You have, you're 10 years from AARP, right? Cool. You can look great. We will hit it. Don't get it twisted. But what is going to be the experience of being with you compared to the 23-year-old? That's why y'all older women, in my opinion, lose this game, because they never sit back and be like, well, shoot, I got a 750 credit score. You know, I can do some things. I can make his experience with me better. That's not what they do. What they do is they think that their vagina is still 18. And they think that he needs to be doing this for me because I'm damn near 50 and I'm a better choice. Why are you a better choice, ma'am? What is the experience for you, like hicking with you compared to her? That's a disparity to me. And if the older women was to really they can outperform the younger women, in my opinion. You got the same equipment, you got more money, you got more access to things, but you don't want to perform. You're older. You need to bring more value. If they did that,
Good. You know what I got for that?
Hold on, Trey.
I think that
he left a
go
part
ahead,
out.
yeah.
He left a part out.
Go ahead.
The part is that
I'll go right after you.
for any older women who are on the panel, I'm not talking about you directly, just to preface this. But these old hoes are fucking the same nigga these young hoes are fucking with. And because they're able to fuck the same niggas that are fucking these young hoes, they feel like they have the same value as these young hoes, which they don't. To True's point, when men get older, we know that as with our age, we have to add value. We have to add something else because we don't have that youth there. Women don't get that. And the thing is, with women, the things they can add are easier to get than what we have to add. Be peaceful, be patient, be kind, be nurturing, be feminine. Like all the things that y'all should be learning as you get older anyway, y'all can have. And then when you take to the fact, they realize, well, shit, now I'm competing with these young girls for these same niggas, but it's not the niggas they're fucking, it's the niggas they actually want to marry. Like the men that are their age that are dating the younger girls and marrying them and dating them and committing to them long term. They never realize that, oh, well, the reason why they're picking them is because I have not given them a reason not to.
Right. So I think that women don't generally have a problem with the concept, right? This is what Dave Chappelle will refer to as selective outrage, because they never really have that same energy. When Vivica Fox did it, oh, no problem. When Demi Moore did it, no problem. When Kim Kardashian did it, no problem. When Cher decided to have a 40-year age disparity, I didn't hear any women vocalizing how creepy this was or how weird this was. There was no pushback.
I thought it was weird as hell.
You might have whispered it, because I damn sure see way more women speak on it when it comes to men than they ever have with women.
Let me play some more of this clip. Before I do, I want Super Chat came in. Tell G $2 says Timberland up there cooking, boy. Go ahead then. 100 emoji. If you guys haven't already, just hit that like button, man. Like I said, at 102, we have 296 people in the building. Let's just hit that like button. That's all I'm asking for as far as the support. Let's go ahead and get into this next clip.
Have y'all stand when you say I don't want a broke nigga, guess what niggas do? They get to the bag. When you say I don't want a fat nigga, go to the gym. When you say you want to emotionally heal nigga, go to the
a lot of men
we
not
do
in the gym.
everything to accommodate y'all,
Niggas be
but y'all do
rushed.
everything
Hold
to
on.
badger what the fuck we like.
Can I
And
say
it's not
this
gonna
though?
work.
Hold on.
It be niggas
not
that's
gonna work,
washed up. It be niggas with multiple kids, multiple trauma, multiple shit going, all the bullshit going on in their life, and then y'all go meet a young woman that ain't been through nothing, and y'all go put all y'all bullshit, all y'all trauma onto that young woman, and then now she becomes that toxic old bitch that y'all run away from.
Exactly.
That's sad. It's
No,
sad.
it's not
That's
sad, because
majority of the
what's
time
sad
that's what
is,
y'all do.
okay, well, let me tell you what y'all do then. When a man is
That's
faithful and he stay at home with the kids and he take care of his wife and all that, y'all wait 30 years in a motherfucking marriage to leave him and take half his shit. Is that fair?
who?
Who?
You
How?
said the
That's who.
man is
Is that fair?
faithful. Wait a
Huh?
minute. What he doing? What he doing?
I'm saying, is it fair for the good? Now, she just gave an example for the piece of shit niggas that traumatize women. So let's talk about the men who actually are good men, who marry their wives, do good, don't cheat, do all that shit, and she wait till he get 46 to say I'm not happy, divorce him, take all his shit, and he left to rebuild his life.
That's the minority
How
of
about
women,
that
though.
one? Is that
We
fair?
gotta speak about the majority over the minority.
That is the majority. 70% of marriages leave from y'all leaving us. That's the fucking majority.
After they didn't try to stay, after the wife then tried to work it out multiple
Here we go
different
with the fucking
times.
excuses. I knew it was
After
coming.
therapy,
I knew the
after
fucking
yes,
excuses was coming.
leave. Of course, you need to leave.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all some
Me
real
personally,
shit.
I'm
Most of
not
the
saying.
time, the reason why I don't like when y'all say that is because most of the time in a relationship or marriage, the man be fucking unhappy way before y'all know it, but we still stay. We still stay because we're fucking more loyal than y'all. That's why.
Why?
Because we still stay.
There's not
We
that
be
much
unhappy,
loyalty in the
and
world.
that's
Why
what
are you
hurts so
staying
bad.
somewhere that you're not happy?
No, this is
You're
what hurts
not
so
happy
bad.
there. Why are
This
you
is what
there?
hurt us so bad, because bitch, we be like, bitch, I've been unhappy and I suck this shit up because I'm doing this for us because I'm really locked in. But now you unhappy and you want to leave me and break us up, bitch. I could have left long time ago. That's what make us mad,
Then that's
because
what you
we
should
was
have done.
unhappy
That's
first,
what
and we
should
That's
stayed
what you should
loyal.
have done.
You never
We
give a
stayed
bitch.
loyal.
You never give a bitch the benefit of the doubt.
Man,
Once they
y'all
show
is
you,
not
once a
loyal
bitch
to
show you
us.
she don't want you, you leave. That's
Y'all
what you.
not
That's on
loyal
you.
to us.
Nigga,
Y'all
that's
just
on
not
you.
loyal. Y'all
Ain't
loyal
nobody
to how
told
y'all
you to
feel.
stay.
Y'all loyal to how y'all
Okay,
feel.
now
And
hold
that's
on,
just
because that's not true that women are not loyal to men.
no, y'all
Women are
not.
very loyal
No,
to
y'all
men
not.
until
Men
we
be
not.
if the average married man could talk his mind, he will say, I've been unhappy for years. but I'm fucking comfortable. This who I picked, and this is who I'm gonna ride with. Whatever come
So
with her,
wait a
come
minute.
with.
So you think
This is
that's
how
loyalty?
men roll.
That's so stupid.
You think that's loyalty though?
That's stupid.
Somebody that's staying with you that's not
A
happy, you think that's
motherfucker that's
loyal?
willing to stay with you through thick and thin is, yes, that's absolutely loyal like a motherfucker.
No. Somebody that's willing to stick with you through thick and thin, yes.
No one
But
is
somebody
gonna
that's
love
willing
you
to stick with you,
unconditionally.
somebody that's willing to stick with you that's unhappy though. That's a different thing.
We do it all the time, and this
What I'm
is
saying,
why.
what I'm
And listen,
asking though,
and
Mom,
to tell
hold
you some
on,
real
wait,
shit.
because you're gonna hijack it. Hold on. I'm asking, do you think loyalty means I'm staying here with you even though I'm unhappy? You think that's loyal?
Do you think you're gonna be with somebody for 40, 50 years and you're gonna be happy the whole 40, 50 years?
No, I think you're gonna have periods of ups and downs.
Okay, so
but
you
I'm
just
talking
answered your
about.
question. Don't fucking leave.
But no, Mom, you
He
said
talking
men.
about don't
We're not
fucking
talking about women.
leave,
We're talking
please.
about men. You said
Yeah,
men.
we don't leave.
Okay, listen. You said men are unhappy because that sounds like a long stretch of this thing, right?
Yeah,
So we've
it
been there
do
for
be.
40 years. You might have been unhappy for 20, right? The latter
And we
part of this.
stick it out.
And what I'm asking you is that you associate that with loyalty.
That is loyalty. If a motherfucker accepts you for who you is and take your shit, that is fucking loyalty to its finest degree. What are you talking about?
You changing
What?
the verbiage. You changing the
Yeah,
verbiage.
you know what?
I wanna tell
The
you,
women
That
math
what
don't be
you
math.
said.
if
No, that what
anybody
you said was
decides
one
to
thing.
stay,
But what you're saying is staying with somebody being unhappy. Unhappy. Let's stick with unhappy. Whatever make you happy. Maybe the sex, maybe whatever it is that's making you unhappy. I'm gonna stay with you for 20 years and be unhappy. You are associating that unhappiness with loyalty. Not I'm sticking with you through thick and thin. That's
sticking thin. Loyalty is sticking through when you ain't happy, and then when you are happy. When shit don't look like it's supposed to look to you, and you still stick it through, that's called loyalty, ma'am. And it's obvious that you don't have it.
20 years.
It's obvious you don't have any loyalty.
It's
You
not
have a problem
loyalty
with what I
because
just said.
during that,
No,
that's
misery,
just
Mom.
stupidity. That's misery. That's stupidity. It's misery. You sticking with somebody
That's
that you
not
don't like,
loyalty.
and you still not loyal to this person.
Not
You
for no
just
long
stand in
stretch
a
of time.
relationship to say that you're married,
No,
but you
you're
still
not.
cheating. You
No, you're
still
not.
cheat. Once you cheat, the loyalty
Men
goes
are
out the
just
window.
more realistic. Well, you know when
No,
let me tell you
but you
this.
said that it's
Men
loyalty.
are
It's
way more
stupidity
realistic,
to
and I'm gonna
stay
tell
in
you why.
something that you.
All right. The question is, if you've been unhappy in your marriage for years, is staying loyalty, or are you just wasting both of your lives?
Wasting both of your lives.
That's not a like a coherent question, because asking if someone's staying, is it loyalty or wasting your time? Like, you being loyal to someone can waste your time, but staying with someone, your loyalty isn't. Does you being loyal to someone doesn't require you to be happy. I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, I'm loyal as fuck to them, and I'm unhappy as hell. But I've been a Cowboys fan for 42 fucking years. It's the most abusive relationship known to man. But am I loyal? Yes. But does that mean that I'm happy? Like, those things don't go together.
That's a perfect example.
That's a perfect example.
No, it really is. Honestly, it really is, because I wish he would have said that. Like, because I don't know what was wrong with them. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't equate loyalty to. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. If you're with somebody, if you're sticking, I think this is what I do agree with. I think men do have, and I think they're talking about the ones who cheat and are out there ripping and running, and the women who are being home and, please don't do this again to me, and, begging, and he's still out there running. They're talking about those men, right? But the man who is sticking it out, I feel like men have more longevity when it comes to when a man decides that he's going to make this woman my wife, I'm going to be with this person, it's my partner. It don't matter what they do on the outside. They know that this woman is staying here. She supersedes anything. That's loyalty, regardless whether you're happy or not. You remaining in the position that you said you're going to do.
I think that's where I disagree with you at. I think the word is committed. I'm committed to you. I don't have to be happy, but I feel like the loyalty, you're not being loyal if we're talking about the same man that comes home and cheats. What are we doing?
They weren't talking
about loyal in the position.
They weren't talking about the cheating dude. She added that to try to make her point valid. Because no one would argue with you with common sense. But the problem with these types of women, all you got to do is let them talk, and you understand why old niggas like young women. Just let them talk. That's all you have to do. Just ask them questions. Don't even engage. Just talk to them and let them get their shit off. That is all you have, and they will show you why a 40-year-old nigga with a bag got himself together would rather deal with a 26-year-old, 27-year-old younger version than deal with that shit you just saw. Because everything they said in that section was just them trying to they're making like their experiences, that of their personal experiences, that of women. And that's not the case, because you got with an old nigga who took you through the mud and did you dirty. Don't mean that's what all old niggas are doing. But again, fellas, when y'all see these types of women, just let them talk. All you just let them talk. They will tell you everything that's wrong with them and what you need to know about them. And you ain't even got to talk about no relationship shit. Just talk to them about the sky being blue, and I guarantee you, niggas and trauma will come up.
Yeah. And even if you pay attention to them, they would just focus on the happiness. Like that word happy is what they was focused on. If they're unhappy, why should they stay? That's all they was focused on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
I think women are quicker to leave.
Oh, go ahead, Paris.
The reason why that's all they're focused on is because being on these platforms, I've heard countless of women and their opinions, and a lot of women now are just selfish. So the reality is, if the relationship is no longer, what they want to meet their standards, or, they're no longer fulfilled in it or happy, then yeah, they'll leave that situation alone. Because guess what? They see their friend in a happy relationship and her man is doing XYZ that, my man ain't doing. So they figure I'll find somebody else that, wants to do this for me or wants to make me happy. Women nowadays are on that selfish, streak. They're not sticking around if they're not happy. And that's the
Because we
women
love
that
with
I've
conditions.
been listening to now.
Women
that's
love
our
with conditions. If you're not meeting the conditions, that's it. If you're
Right.
not meeting, yeah, I'm with you.
Right. Like our parents and stuff and grandparents, they stuck around. Love is an action. I choose to love you every day. I'm not gonna be happy with you every day. I'm have days where I don't like you, but I still choose to love you. So I am staying in this. I am working through this with you. But nowadays, women don't have that same mentality. It's like, I'm not about to waste no more of my time and my youth and my life when I can find somebody that's making me happy.
Yeah, I think that's our fault. When he was talking to the ladies, and I've seen this, I think he's an older gentleman, which is fine. The narrative that was created back then, I think it did us a disservice, because not enough women, in my opinion, actually know what it's like to be left. I think more men should be leaving women. I think women should always be under the mind and understanding that they're there by condition. You're here because you benefit me. The moment you don't benefit me, I don't need you here anymore. And I need you to know that. I need you to sit and understand that the value that we share is equal in the sense of I'm valuable, you're valuable, but this is my relationship. I invited you into my world. So I'm not going to sit here and suffer because I'm a man and I'll stand on duty. F that crap. You are here to benefit me. If you don't benefit me, you're no longer here. But there's not enough men that think this way because they compromise treatment. Men were not taught to be treated well. Now what you're seeing is you got more men nowadays, which I'm super proud of the fellas, demanding you are at bare minimum going to treat me with respect. And then we can talk about all the other things. So the reason why I think Paris and others, as far as what your commentary was, why the selfishness is there on 10 is because women have lived in an ecosystem where they don't get left. They leave. But the problem is that they leave and then they meet other dudes, and dudes is like, oh, how did you get here? The question should be, why are you so attractive and single? But we're not done. We know you crazy, and you let them talk long enough, you figure it out. But then they unfortunately open up and continue to placate and cater to their, sexual desire, sexual needs, and then they'll park themselves in a relationship and suffer. I've always encouraged men, do not compromise treatment. She needs to know she can be left too. So
Well, I was having this conversation with somebody literally today, And because he was saying, he at the point where he's like tired of, women, and he's about to, start being that way. And my thing is, we have a society of hurt people, so that are not healed. So you have a women that's hurt by men, and now they're out here hurting other men, and now you have men that's are now being hurt by women. So you have this community of people that are now out here that's not healed, and they're just hurt and broken. And so the answer to them is always, I'm just starting to leave. If I'm not happy, if it's not, what I want, then I'm not, settling. I'm not staying. I'm not. And then we're just going to continue to see the same patterns. That's not the answer to the solution. The answer to the solution is people need to find ways to actually stay with each other, and not loopholes or any way to get out of a situation or out of a relationship, because then you build a relationship on a foundation that's not secure. And if you don't feel secure, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to stay. You're going to have jealousy, and everything else is going to evolve, because a woman that's not secure in a relationship and know that a man will leave at any chance, then she's always going to be looking at, okay, what is he leaving? Is he leaving? Is he mad? Is he this? Is he that? Did he see another woman that he liked? Maybe he gonna leave me for her. Like, it's always going to be an unhealthy situation if you feel like your partner is going to leave or will leave you. So I don't think that's the answer.
So Paris, you said that a man would leave at any chance. That's not what Truth said. That's not what I would hope that you have taken from that. What he's saying is that a woman should understand that her being in his life is based on the fact that she provides him a benefit. The same way that men, we understand that inherently, but women think that they feel like as if, again, they're the prize, so a guy is lucky to have them. When you have a man that you genuinely desire, you are just as lucky to have him, if not more so, especially when you're older. So then that woman should understand that to be in this man's life, I have to go through the stuff, whatever it is that he needs for me to be. And as long as his job is to reassure her that as long as she is doing those things, he's not going anywhere, which I think is the default for most healthy men.
Right. So that's why I respond from the part that I heard when he was saying that. I agree with that, but the part when he was saying that men need to make it known to women that they would leave them, so that's the part that I was kind of responding to.
Men should raise their standards for sure. We should absolutely raise our standards. But the problem is that if black men raise their standards, it goes bad for the majority of black women. Because if black men stop fucking anything, then the anything suffers. And unfortunately, in this situation, a lot of women are the anything that black men would stop fucking with. So if black men standards weren't as low as they were, you see where I'm going with it? Because it would be bad for them, a lot of women. And that's not based off of when you say the anything, that's not just the fact, they say that a dude will stick his dick in a wet hole. No, that's what we're talking about. But just women in general, it's not even about the unattractive ones that are physically unattractive. It's about the ones that are just relationally unattractive. The ones that men don't want to be with. Yeah, the ones that we can't tolerate. If men stop fucking with those women that got good pussy but bad attitudes, or got good pussy but can't cook, got good pussy but got 18 fucking kids by 36 niggas, then that's a lot that is going to apply to a lot of women, and it's going to be bad for us in general.
Yeah, that's the solution then. That is definitely a solution. Because that'll give the women less fire. Because you hear women like that on these platforms all the time, like, well, I'm getting picked. I got men in my DM. Yeah, they want to fuck. They're not trying to wife you. It's a difference. But because men are still entertaining those women in that way, they think that, I'm okay the way I am. I could still be the way men like me like this. And that's just far from true.
That video showed you what you just said to be true. They act like, well, niggas are still fucking these unattractive women as if that's the prize for them. So that tells you that they value the amount of dick they can get and what's attached to that dick more so than the amount of dick they can get to commit to them.
Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, I was going to say to that point, that to me is perpetuated by men and women. One of the things I always say is that the game looks the same. Even the men who are just smashing anything, they don't really just say, "Hey, I'm trying to hit." most men won't perform well if that is their approach. The game looks the same. I think that as men, we probably have to be more realistic about how it is we approach these women, right? Because we'll date them, we'll hang with them, we'll give them sweet nothings, we'll trick on them sometimes, and the game looks the same. So for it's giving mixed signals because these women can't interpret whether it is that we want them for them or them for box because the game looks the same. So I think that if we're going to get to that point, yeah, we probably would have to stop altogether and just disassociate ourselves from those women entirely, like Willie was saying. Whereas they get no burn, no game at all. And the other part of it is that the dating pool is so lopsided that most men don't have access to even average women because average women act like dimes half the time right about now, and their requirements are ridiculous. So the men that can get any sniff of any kitty, they are so desperate that they're willing to acquiesce to anything just to be in proximity of that woman. So there's a lot of corrective action that needs to be taken from both sides, men and women.
All right, did Stormy or Becky want to say anything?
I think I agree, though. I think you do have to start raising your standards as men, right? That may start fixing. I mean, we all talk about the dating pool being a mess, and I'm tired of selling y'all dreams and giving y'all nightmares. Because listen, the same game you play, I'm gonna play it twice. That's just how it is.
Hold on, can you elaborate on that? The same game that we play.
Right. It's like just like he was saying, there's a game that's played on both sides. So whether you got the money and you don't look cute for real, you got that dad bod and you gotta up the game too. Me too. So we both are selling a dream. And then we both end up with a nightmare at the end of the day. Like we really both do. We start playing and then here we are. And it really has been part of the problem with dating. So many people want, and then it's the one thing I told somebody earlier was nobody's pain tolerance is high anymore. At the first sign of some little prick, you're ready to run out the door. You don't stay, you don't endure anything. We don't talk, we don't communicate. And if we do communicate, you're yelling, you're hollering. You're not doing it in a healthy manner. There's not enough of that. So then you end up back with that nightmare and starting over.
Go ahead, Becky.
No, I agree with Trev in that the situation has started to look the same, and I think in women's eyes, and you see hoes winning, and they winning because the men helping them to win. So if a woman's primary focus is money and resources or status or whatever, they're giving that to they're spending their time, they're spending their money, and they're not ashamed to be seen with certain people. It is what it is. So it's like, well, what benefit would someone get by playing the wife role is too. It's like we have glorified a state of living, especially with social media. Every follow is income. The attention that you pay people on social media produces money. And so every follow of a thought helps them get paid. Every time you comment helps them get paid. It's the time that you're spending, that you're not spending investing into a woman that you actually want to be with. It's time that you're spending on someone who you would never marry, but you're still spending your time. And we only have, let's just say 80 years, the average lifespan in America, right, on this earth. And so it's like, nah, I think people in general gotta see what they're doing and really the fall down impact of what they're doing. And I think when people start correcting themselves and actually spending their time, their resources, their talents on things of value that they actually find value in, that's when we'll see a difference. And I do think men and women are doing it. So unfortunately, your daughters are looking at who you follow and who you're spending your time with as a single man, and your sons are too. So your daughters are going to emulate what your eye beholds, and your sons are going to imitate what they see you doing. So I think the only benefit for the next generation, right, is for us to do as we're supposed to do and not tell them something that we're not following. And I think too many people aren't following a better way of life.
I think that's interesting. Again, I've said this several times. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what it's like to be on y'all side. But when I observe the dating pool, I can overwhelmingly tell you that I believe most women, young women, old women, whichever, who are dating and trying to pursue relationships, you're saying that the game looks the same. I think there's a mindset that, generally speaking, women are not great losers. What I mean by that is that, and I've said this before, women don't date, they participate. In order for you to be intentional, how would a man decipher your intention compared to another woman's intention? Because what I don't see often happening, if I got two women, one's intentional, one's not intentional, and I'm offering them the same experience, most of the time, if the experience is to her benefit, a vacation, a date, whatever, both intentional, non-intentional are going to take it. It's very rare that you see an intentional woman say that's too much, or you don't have to do that, or let me meet you with more value. So they're doing the same thing as the hoes, but expecting different results. I don't think that's a man problem. I think women are doing that because I rarely see modesty being treated great, because there's, in my opinion, again, I'm not a woman, I'm just observing it. It seems like women have already bought into the idea that because I'm woman, what gestures this man does meets my insecurity or my appetite for being treated great, being seen, being valued. And it has to be tangible. But if you're an intentional woman and I offer to do something that, quite frankly, I didn't earn, like offering to pay your rent, an intentional woman in my mind would say that's not his responsibility. Why would I take that? But that's not what they do. What they do is they say, thank you, Jesus. I've been waiting on somebody to come and help me. So you want to be viewed different. And what y'all don't understand is that it's nothing for a dude to treat you good. It's nothing for us to do something nice for you. But we are keeping score. What men really are looking for is the modesty of a woman who is a wife, who is intentional, is not going to allow me to trick on her. She's not going to allow me to do more that distracts us connecting. She's going to show me who she truly is in character. And most women, good or bad or indifferent, don't have that. They all trying to get reels, bags, experiences, but then saying, I want a real relationship. I don't believe that crap. And I land.
Man, true. Mic drop. Does anybody disagree with him? Everybody agree? Okay.
You know what that means?
What that mean?
You really want me to say it out loud?
Of course.
Ain't no hoes on the panel.
Let's go to keep it moving with the next clip.
I'm gonna tell you why men are way more realistic when it comes to that aspect, because when a man loves you and shit ain't looking right and we get to the point where we're unhappy about certain things, we be so motherfucking in love that we'll fool ourselves to hoping it's gonna get back to when we fell in love, and we be chasing that shit like a high. This is why we don't leave. But y'all, on the other hand, get to the point where y'all get cooked in y'all mind and say, you know what? I just can't take it no more. I'm not willing to keep going on, and I got to go. And then you wind up going to another motherfucker that do the same shit. Leave him, you find another one, he do the same shit. You leave him, you find another one, he do the same shit. So by the time you get my age and you want me to date your 40-year-old scarred ass after 50 niggas and scarred you, fuck no, you tripping.
And you want a 23-year-old young woman to date you, your old scarred ass,
and you're
correct?
not scarred.
Your
No,
old
I'm not scarred.
ass. You
I'm
want
not
a
scarred at all.
23-year-old woman to
How
date
did you make it and didn't get
I'm
scarred?
not scarred at all.
How did you make it without getting scarred? Hold on, let me get my pen and
I
paper.
was scarred. Fuck you mean? I've been down the ropes before, but I ain't scarred no more.
That isn't fair.
So why do you think how are you not scarred and all the women are? That's
Because
our
I'm gonna
age.
tell you
We
this.
all
The
scarred.
reason why I say this is this, because for a couple reasons. For one, a lot of women be capping. They don't go to counseling. That's number one. A lot of motherfuckers just get on the web and get to talking. Bitch, you ain't going no counseling. You just lying for the internet. That's number one. Number two, even if you go to counseling, if you cannot look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself where you fucked up at, that counseling don't even matter. It starts here with yourself in the mirror. A lot of people, and women in particular, cannot accept accountability. They can talk about everything else except for what's wrong with them. When you point out something that's wrong with them, they start deflecting, they start going and moving the goalposts. It's everything but what the fuck you ask them to do when you trigger their emotions. And then on top of that, a woman is an emotional being, okay? So one thing you don't have control over.
You about you though, Mom. She asked you, are you
Why he doing all the stuff?
You talking about what women is. She asked you.
This is because I'm trying to land a plane here, and I'm trying to tell you because of me. I answered your question already in the beginning. I said I've done the work and I've healed on myself. I said I was broken. I told you I was. But what I'm saying is this:
do you think that healing is a process that stops?
Yeah. Once you get happy, what the fuck else you got to heal from? See, that's how you know your ass ain't healed. If you constantly got to keep healing, you fucking broken. That's what I'm trying to understand. At what point can you have glory from your fucking hard work? Why the fuck do I always got to be sad and working on myself?
Right.
Why do I have to do that if I'm already happy?
It definitely comes a point where you're completely healed, for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why the fuck do I got to constantly be in counseling? I got it. I know what to do. I figured it out.
You'll see. You'll see.
What the fuck? See, this is how you know when motherfuckers don't go to counseling, because you don't even believe you can heal. You talking about, do you believe that you can?
No. Man. I'm asking you, do you believe that you're healed and everybody else is not?
Absolutely. No, I didn't say everybody else is not. What I'm saying
is, you said the women are not.
What I'm saying is the majority of the women are not. And if I'm lying, why in the fuck ain't nobody picking y'all? I ain't the only man in the world. Ain't none of y'all got no fucking boyfriend. So I can't be the only man thinking like this.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on.
Talking about?
Hold on. Because this is a lot of men.
You act like everybody got a wife and husband, but
are
me and
you
y'all.
married?
No,
do you have someone at home though? Are you single? What's your relationship status?
Baby, listen. So I just want to say this, right? Because for some reason y'all throw that at me and like it holds power.
Simple question.
The simple question is, I don't have nobody, okay? But guess what? let me give you some game, because y'all laughing, but I'm finna Uno reverse on y'all goofball ass. Check this out, right? I can marry somebody tomorrow. Can you marry somebody tomorrow?
I wouldn't.
You can't.
Even if the opportunity presented itself,
you cannot. There are a plethora of women in my lineup that would love to be my wife. All I got to do is say the word.
Why you not marrying them though?
Do you have that?
Why you not marrying?
Why you not marrying them?
Do you have that?
Why you not marrying them?
Because I don't want to. I'm single.
Why do you think we're not exercising the same option? You think we not because we don't have the option?
You don't, because if you did, you would be married.
Even
it's
if
over
a
with.
man met me,
that's not true.
I wouldn't get married to a man just because he want to marry me. I need to want to marry my husband just as much as he want to marry me.
Let me tell you something.
So that's just
the man that you don't want your ass. That's why you're not married, okay? The women that I have on my corner, they willing to do whatever the fuck I want them to do, as long I just gotta say the word. I just gotta say the word. That's all I gotta do is say the word. And I'm married. I can have a polygamous lifestyle. I can marry 2 bitches. I can marry 3 bitches. I can marry 4 bitches. I choose not to. Can you do that?
Mom,
no.
Where you buy that horn from that you be tooting for yourself?
No, you cannot do
your
that.
Own horn. Where you buy that? Target. They sell it Target.
You cannot do that.
Where they sell
That's the difference. There are way more good women in the world than there are men, lady.
Choose their wife. That's why we can't do that.
There are way more good women in the world than there are good men.
Of course.
Hey, listen, I got 5 baby mamas, and I can find a wife before both of y'all find a husband.
How you know?
I know I can. I got him on deck right now.
All
I gotta do is say the word.
You ain't done it.
Who would be your wife though? What type of woman would that be?
What?
What type of woman would be your wife?
So listen,
you get what I'm saying?
So listen, right? So there are still women out here who still love alpha men, right? They still like the covenant of a man. They still want to be in the presence of a man, right? And so with the way I built myself up in all ways possible to the best of my ability. I have given myself the options of where there are women that's willing to be whatever the fuck I need them to be. All I gotta say is the word. So it's not like I'm single because I have to be. I'm single because I want to be. Right now, I'm chasing some shit. I honestly, and not to be on, just sound like on no big dog shit. I just feel like a woman, the energy that I have to put into a relationship, I don't have that energy right now because I'm chasing some other shit. I want my next relationship to be my last. And throughout my experience of failing so many times, I know exactly how to make my woman happy right now. I just don't have the time right now. But once I choose this woman, watch what I tell you. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be up.
You're single because you're. Go ahead.
That nigga been watching this show because everything that nigga said, I done said like a year ago. Like you don't get credit for not doing something that you don't have the option to do. That's like a nigga that's 5'4" talking about, yeah, nigga, well, I ain't go to the NBA because I ain't want to. No, nigga, you didn't go to the NBA because you built like a fucking child. Like you're the height of a teenage boy as a grown-up. That's why you didn't go to the NBA. These women can't say, well, I wouldn't if I had the opportunity to present themselves, because the craziest shit is both of them chicks will go with him. Both of them. Like that's the part I think most people missing. You know how you can tell those women will go with him? Because they are trying to justify and validate themselves to that man and refuting his opinion as if that's a nigga that's already, he probably already fucked them both. But if they haven't, it's somebody that they are trying to or willing to or have attempted to connect with outside of these podcast spaces. Because if it was a stranger, Stormy, you ain't met me for shit in your life. You not finna sit here and go back and forth with me about any of that shit they was talking about, even if you believed it. Because why? I don't mean shit to you. We won't have no type of connection, and you ain't tried to give me no coochie. I ain't tried to sell you no dick. I'm willing to bet you that if he was like, but he flipped it and was like, hey, so what's up with both of y'all? They both look at each other and be like, well, shit, girl, we ain't getting no younger. And he do got money. And shit, and he did say that, he do keep women, he can provide. And they'll get off the internet and then be in a successful relationship doing whatever that nigga say, cooking butt naked breakfast in the kitchen, bro. Like, just let them talk, G. Just let them talk.
I was gonna say, I think, you know what? I commend him for how he handled himself, because I feel like they were just like coming at him, and he has something to say every single time. The way he answered was on point. And I don't disagree with the things that he said. I really don't. So
convincing a girl to go 6 baby mama, like if you can convince 5 women to have a kid by you should either be selling cars, drugs, or life insurance. Because
I feel like that's easy to do.
When you rich. Elon Musk got how many baby mamas?
See, why do you always go to the top of the fucking spectrum? Like
Nick Cannon.
You said Nick Cannon's still rich. He's in the top 1% too.
Yeah,
like you can't help it. BK, one thing that you're known for doing. You're gonna make some extreme examples. You're gonna be like, oh, well, he was racist. Well, how?
But
racist?
It's not that.
Was he like Esau racist? Or no, he was like Hitler racist. Like, what are you doing? Like, you always gotta go.
Is he not rich, Willie? Is he rich, Willie?
No shit. That's not what we were talking about. We're talking about you going and making these extreme ass examples.
No, that's what you was talking about.
This niggas be on these panels that's rich. You don't use none of them examples. You always want to go to the nigga you can't access, like Elon fucking Musk, because he's on space.
I'm just saying, the richer you are, the easier it is to have baby mamas, and he's rich, so he got baby mamas. It's not that hard.
So is that what it would take for you, or are you saying what you think it takes for most women?
No, you couldn't pay me to be a baby mama. No offense, but I learned other people's lessons, and it did not look like a good time. So
are you saying that no man could pay you any amount of money, or that most men couldn't afford what it would cost?
No, there's not a dollar, yen, CD,
you're going backwards.
Pound, euro that could be paid to make me a baby mama.
So €1 billion, you're not gonna have a rich nigga.
Go ahead, because I was just about to ask the same question.
Well, you nutty in this world shit. You gonna have a broke nigga baby for free that's gonna leave you anyway.
Willie, all men aren't the same. There are good men still out there. I believe in our race,
and that will still leave you when you fuck up. So again, just do statistically speaking, 7 out of 10 marriages fail.
It's not 7 out of 10.
You like to be the outlier, but
It's
unfortunately,
not
you
7
probably
out
won't
of
be
10.
the nigga that you want unless you settle for him. Then maybe. But so you would rather have an average nigga's baby than go get $1 billion to have a billionaire's baby?
You can't put a price on love and connection.
That's not what I asked.
It's not about love.
That's not what I asked.
No, but you're asking me one
question. Yes or no? Would you take the $1 billion?
The answer is that there's no amount of money that would make me be a baby mama. We just established this. No amount of money that would make me be a baby mama.
I would be the billionaire's baby mama. Sorry.
Absolutely.
I know I would at my age too.
I would. I'm just saying.
If a billionaire it's a lot of niggas out here that will tell you that if a billionaire offered their girlfriend $1 billion to have a baby, he gonna tell her to go do it.
No, we're breaking up. I am priceless to any man. No.
I know I ain't having no more damn kids.
If he would sell me out for $1 billion, it's never gonna work.
Jay, I don't know if you got the tubes tied or you had a hysterectomy, but for $1 billion, he can untie them bitches, sew them back together, and for $1 billion, you would probably not even need anesthesia to get it done. You would just need like to see that amount pending, and being based on.
Come on, man. Let me just try.
What does he look like? What does he look like?
Not what he look like.
That matters. It's like everybody got a price.
I love
like $1 billion.
Well, I feel like, okay, let's be realistic. Like, I just feel like that would be selling myself. Like, I understand like the life that I would have. Yeah, but I get that, right? But I think we just got to look at like there are different people who have different prices for certain things, and I feel like no matter what, like I just don't want that kind of life. Like it could be somebody that I'm not attracted to. It could be, you know, I just don't.
Let me ask y'all.
A baby just to do it.
Nobody on the panel is a prostitute, right? Correct. Just nod your head. If you are, you are. No judgment. Well, it's a little bit, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
No, we agreeing with you, Willie.
So none of y'all are prostitutes. So that means y'all been fucking for free your whole fucking life. So y'all been giving niggas free box. You don't gave niggas free babies. And most of us,
but you know better. You know better. You do better, right?
You gotta do it for love.
So doing better again. So doing better right now would be instead of you giving a nigga a baby for free, you give a nigga a baby for $1 billion. Is that not the epitome?
I gave a baby. The last baby I gave was 16 years ago. Okay, I ain't doing it no more.
And
so I get what you're saying.
I might try.
Say, I don't know what everybody's saying, but I ain't gonna hold you.
I was in love with that man.
I am not gonna hold
just
you.
Wanted to have his baby. You was being reckless.
No.
Oh, if we have a baby, that's cool. The baby's gonna be cute. Love is priceless. Willie.
Listen,
I got grandkids. I got grandkids, and I still will push without
resources. So
BK,
I don't see why it would be a thing.
You know why you don't have to never tell somebody how old you are? Because you just said that Disney fairy tale shit. Love is priceless. Love is a business.
I mean, that was so
$1
cute.
billion?
No, there's literally no amount of money that would ever make me be a baby mama.
Hey, listen, if you like fucking for charity, that's cool. But if I was a woman, I would much rather, if I have an option, if it's one or two things, I mean, shit. If I'm getting,
I'd rather cry on a yacht. Sorry.
What does it profit a man?
I'd rather cry on a yacht
in the world and lose his soul.
Yeah, see how that works for you.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, it makes sense, and I think that's what a lot of people do. Like, that's what a lot of people do with celebrities. You know, basketball players, like they know what they're getting. You know, I mean, Drea and whatever, oh boy, like things like that. So I just where I am right now, I can't have no more kids. I just can't do it.
For free, you can't. For free, you cannot.
No. I do not know. My brain can't handle any more kids. Okay, you want child protective services over here? No, I just can't. Listen, I understand with that billionaire, right, comes a whole support system. You won't have to worry about anything. So like, that's something that people have to consider. You'll have a nanny, you'll have a chef, you'll have whatever you need, whatever you got to do, you'll have it all. My tubes are tied, cut, burnt, donated.
That's like Janet, right? Remember Janet?
Yeah, Janet had the baby at 50.
By who? Wait,
by a billionaire.
Who did she have a baby by?
She used him for his young sperm and his money.
A billionaire.
He had money.
So you think that Janet Jackson needed money? Like
I think he had some access to some technology. Shoot, bang, bang, bang. Because
It's the same in vitro fertilization that the rest of you motherfuckers would have for $1 billion
Some stem cells or something. It was something
that you could all afford with $1 billion. That's the point.
But
Right.
you know what though?
Right.
That's the catch-22, because I'm a little older, and you put old sperm and old eggs together, you don't know what's gonna hatch now. So we might mess around.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's the other
The
thing
rise
too.
of autism came with Viagra.
I'm not finna go down this conspiracy theory shit, but
So-
to your point, if he has $1 billion to spend on a baby, he'll spend two.
Right. Listen, hey,
Like
I'll be on the yacht with Toya.
How many of y'all had babies on accident? Like that's the crazy shit. A lot of y'all had babies on accident, had babies where at some point you were like, damn, should I take this plan B or not? I don't really like this nigga, but he would be a good dad.
That's
or
true.
I'm too scared to get, you know what I'm saying, on a smortion for free. And now y'all saying y'all wouldn't have a baby by a nigga for $1 billion.
I
The
didn't
shit
say
don't
that.
make sense to me.
I'm
You, if you asked me, back then when I was
two people,
clarify it,
different story probably.
No.
Jay, right now, billionaire nigga, and I even say he's attractive. A guy that you would genuinely want to talk to says, listen, I want to have a baby with you, and I'm gonna give you $1 billion to have my baby. You're not even gonna tell that nigga you can't have babies.
How many babies you want?
You're gonna try to tie your
I
kids
pop out two at
yourself.
a time. You want
Like you're gonna
twins?
try to
That's $2
untie them
billion.
bitches
I'll
and put
take
them
it.
back together without him even knowing, because you don't want to fuck up your bag. Tell me I'm lying.
Because you said I genuinely want to be with him. That's my man, my man, my man.
Like, what are we talking about? I don't even think you niggas would make $1 billion that put a condom on. He show you his mouth chart. Y'all are taking naked dick. Like he's a billionaire.
No, okay, I got a question though. Can I drop the baby off with this billionaire? Because baby, listen.
That's what he wants you to do. He just wants you to have a baby and give it to him.
Oh, okay,
So
well, listen, that's the kind of deal I want.
You a surrogate for your own baby. He don't want you to
Wait, that's what you're saying?
Now,
That's
a single
what you're saying?
Good question,
Yeah.
Stormy.
y'all, Michael Jackson and Debbie.
Yes,
whatever.
Stormy, I would do it. Drop them off. Yep.
Listen, you can be a single father today. I'm the mama. I'll be a
I
baby
wouldn't
mama in
do
this
that.
case.
Listen,
That I wouldn't do.
Man, I wish.
But you know what?
I
I've
would
been saying
never.
that
I would never
would
have a
do
kid
it.
and get the kid up. I couldn't do it. That would be my baby. I would want to parent that child, so it just wouldn't.
You got
happen.
$1 billion reasons in 3 years of not wiping shitty ass.
$1 billion reasons. But I've
Yeah,
been
but I just
saying,
wouldn't
if
do
you
that.
give
That
the
doesn't.
daddy the baby, right? Some of these arguments that we get online, you would stop. Now I don't get to hear, what are you doing to child support? What are you doing with this? What are you doing with that? What's the baby doing? No, here, take it. Now tell me how much time you got left.
That nigga has the highest child support bill on earth. It's $1 billion.
Yeah, I wouldn't give my baby up. So I would just have that
Just
baby.
don't do it in Texas.
Why? What happened in Texas?
No, the taxes. Because any gift.
Oh, taxes.
No,
Gift-
Texas. In Texas, don't do it in Texas. There's a threshold.
Well, yeah, because they cap you at 3,500 right now. Shout out to my state.
Mm.
Damn,
But how many are really paying that much? The cap
Listen, all
really?
of y'all just blocked.
Who's
all
touching the
niggas
cap?
People saying
in
they
Texas.
fake a pregnancy. Fake a pregnancy.
Every
You
woman
change
on
the
here
cap
that-
and you're like, nobody touches it anyway.
it's a couple people that touch it.
But most of the ones arguing over $75 or $200,
That
something
is
like
true.
that.
right.
So you're not even touching the cap. You're just arguing about $200. What?
That is true. That is.
Yeah, some people do have morals, like.
Yeah, that sounds good, right? I haven't met
I'm
anybody.
worried
true,
about
though.
this $1 billion.
I have not met anybody
I
that
wouldn't-
can't. Excuse me. I have not met any woman who cannot be bought sexually for doing something that she's been doing for free in my life.
Well, I get what you're saying with that when you say it that way, but I'm just saying, just $1 million.
Well, but the only reason why I
billion.
say it that way because it's a couple weirdos gonna be like, so that mean you as a man you would take a dick? No, bitch, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm simply saying is that something I've been doing for free. If Oprah offered me $1 billion to blow, like,
You would?
I'm what
You damn right.
on Super Bowl Sunday with my parents
I
watching.
might change my status for Oprah at $1 billion.
What about your kids watching?
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes.
My kids
just
will
saying.
learn that day how I secured their generational wealth.
You just secured your child, their children, if you do the right investments, and their children. You just secured 3
No.
generations, if
No.
not more.
My luck's not that good. I already got enough sons, and they not fuck up. So if I had another one, he likely will be the powderhead. So I'm not even gonna. I'm realistic about that type of shit. But I wish Oprah would. Like, I could be married, and if my wife didn't want me to do it, I would look at her crazy. Like,
You just couldn't tell her.
no, that's wait, that's the way I gotta tell you, because
No, you gotta say it. We're
I'm
communicating.
coming back in a Bugatti or some shit. She gonna ask how I got it, so I'm gonna have to tell her. Fuck, I have to explain it. But Oprah, man,
Absolutely not.
listen, she will understand why she didn't marry Stedman, because bruh, for $1 billion to have heterosexual sex with a alive woman that was.
How old's Oprah?
born
Doesn't
alive.
matter.
What?
Doesn't matter.
I'm not fucking a dead body. That's whoa. That's where I draw the line.
But I'm saying, at what point, is it, you know, have her body working?
Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Gabrielle Sidibe.
You pushing.
Whoever got $1 billion, bro. Listen, for all I will tell you, y'all won't know I did it, but there will be signs.
Somebody about to say something. Somebody about to say something. He said, so who was that?
Oh,
Was you, BK?
no, that was me. But I was listening to them. But all I was gonna say is, I didn't want to change the subject. That's why I was trying to wait till they finished.
No,
But
you good.
to the guy in the video, you know what really kind of touched home is when he made the comment about women that are single because they can't have the man they want. And that kind of hit, like, dang, you had me thinking, like, is that why I'm single? But but it has a lot of truth to it. So a lot of women want to say, oh, I'm single by choice, or I'm single because, I'm on my spiritual journey, or whatever, they're single for. But if the man that you truly desire, that fits all your boxes, came around, you wouldn't be single. So you're single because you're not right. You're single because you can't have the man that you want. And another thing that he has said about marriage is men control marriage. So that's why he can get married tomorrow, today, by just a phone call. But a woman, she can't just get married like that. She got to still convince that man to want to marry her. So that's the difference from the two. And I just think that takeaway was like, wow. What y'all think?
I mean, but isn't that why most people are single? I don't think that's a men and women thing.
That's why most women are single.
I think that there's most of the men that I know. I don't know about everyone, right? I'll take the average. They haven't found the woman that they want. That's why they haven't wifed her up. Now, whether it's officially marriage or a serious relationship, committed for a long time, but I mean, he could marry anybody. He's like, oh, but he's focusing on things right now, and he don't want to marry none of them, or he would have did it.
It only applies to women because men are the ones who offer women the chance to get married. We offer you that. That's like a guy saying, "Oh, I don't believe in dudes say they abstinent because no, you just can't get pussy." Like that's 9 times out of 10 is what I really think it means. It's the same thing when women say, "I'm single by choice." You're not single by choice. You're single by circumstance because the niggas you want don't want you for themselves.
The reason why I think a lot of women aren't with the guys that they want, married or not, is because what are you really offering that is going to be enticing enough for me to commit to you? Like, being single is not a death sentence, especially for a man. For the most part, we talking average or just men collectively, they're living the life that they want to their enjoyment level. All women do is complicate our life. Once you come along, we have to now listen, plan crap, have energy for stuff that we really don't want to freaking do. Remember your birthday, listen about your friends and all their nonsense, crap that does not benefit his life at all, right? I've yet to hear women be like, being with me is going to ultimately make your life better. And so to Willie's point, I don't think men are clamoring of that. I think women do generally believe like that they have this monopoly on being able to garner the attention from the man that they desire or whatever. And sometimes I scratch my head. Do women really think they can have what they want? Like realistically, just they can have what they want. That's an open panel kind of question.
Do any of y'all think that y'all's vaginas have been the reason why a nigga married you before? Like, just you're like the fact that a nigga wants to fuck you, so he's going to marry you so he can fuck you. Has that happened to any of y'all? Trev, JR,
No.
Truth, have y'all ever married a woman so you could crack?
No, sir.
No.
I think
No.
that's the
It only happens in the
No.
church.
Not even there.
So
No,
It don't happen in the church.
I don't think that.
It do.
I think there's something to be said about men with the scarcity mindset that they probably would get married just so they could have consistent kitty. I don't think that most of the men that are desirable are ever going to do that. But I think that there are some men that fall lower on the totem pole that will probably do that.
I met one. I had a very interesting
Did you?
conversation with this guy. He was telling me that his ex-wife, him and her got together, and within, I think, the first 6 months that they were dating, he was married to her, and they never had sex, and so they were waiting until they got married to have sex, and he realized later that that wasn't the best idea for him.
Why?
I'm a land.
No, why? Why was it not the best idea? You can't leave a cliffhanger like that.
Happening internally with her.
What does that
she
mean?
was hiding.
What does that mean?
No, she just had some things
Right.
that
She
wasn't all the way there.
Well, like
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh, she couldn't have children.
It was more of the hygiene was just not up to par. Let's just say.
Oh, she didn't know how to clean her coochie.
Was she a virgin?
That's a
She
good reason
wasn't,
not
but
to
she
use
made
it.
that man wait
She
until
wasn't?
they was married
Yeah.
to.
Well, that's
have
his
sex,
fault.
which
You
is
don't wait
weird
for,
to me,
for
'cause I'm
women
like,
that are virgins.
you went along with that?
Not trying to be funny. You can smell funky coochie riding in a car with it. So that's. I mean, I was in the military.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you, but you can tell.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation was with that, but yeah, that was the story that was being told.
Damn.
This random nigga was talking to you about this.
He wasn't random. I had a birthday party. My birthday was recent, and I had people that came with other people.
You ain't
and
invite
we were
us?
Oh my! Y'all not even in my state. But
I will fly anywhere.
we
Latoya.
was
I
all
am.
like having a good time. You know, there was alcohol flowing, and people was just telling us more than we wanted to know.
Oh, they were
And
just
so we
vibing.
just listened.
Did he ruin the birthday party?
Did he
That's what
ruin
they
it?
call that, or running their damn mouth.
You said, did he ruin it?
Yeah, I would have ruined it. Carry on though.
Jesus Christ. I can't imagine being at a birthday party. Hey, let me tell you about how I married this bitch with stanky pussy that I didn't have sex with for 6 months. Like,
Listen,
that's the worst type of
that's on him.
conversation.
He was drinking the Don Julio and the cut waters, and next thing you know, he was telling us his life story.
I feel like he didn't find out it stank until he tried to eat it. So now I think his breath stank. Like, that's good. Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and get back on. Let me get back on
break.
task real quick. Pink $5 also remember says shout out to the $1 million man. Everyone has a price. And we also have P double 145 199. If it's open, it's not cheating. Do y'all agree? All
I
right,
agree.
we'll
It's not
put it-
cheating. It's open. Y'all have an understanding.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna throw a little monkey wrench in here real quick. Darwin posted this video today. I just wanted to play it for you guys and see what y'all thought.
I happened to catch one of your TikTok lives about intimacy within a marriage. By the way, your lives have been very interesting lately, so shout out to you. But I heard you say something I've never heard before, and I wanted to have a conversation with you about it. I recall you saying that the reason women are able to easily withdraw sex from their husband is because when most women choose to marry men, they marry for stability and character, even if they aren't sexually attracted to the man. Now, how are you able to say that on a live with hundreds of women and get little to no pushback?
Because the women that were in that conversation were the ones who revealed it to me. They revealed that to me on a previous live stream that we had. That's why they didn't push back when I repeated the claim. I mean, I was just surprised as you were when I originally heard it.
Oh, okay, I see. But how did you guys reach that reality? Like, what were you guys talking about that led to this claim?
Well, obviously the conversation was about why men cheat in marriages. I happened to ask the question no one wanted to ask, which was, can a woman have a significant influence on a man's decision to want to step out on his wife? And the room got quiet at first until one of the female panelists said, of course. And that's when she explained that most women don't like their husbands.
Ah, okay. She has to like you.
Yep. In order for a woman to attempt to keep up with a man's sexual demands during a long-term relationship, she'll have to like him or embrace being performative. If she doesn't like him or is unwilling to be performative, she'll shut it off eventually. In per conversations with men I've counseled, a lot of them stated that their wives have been denying them sex for years.
Wait. Are you serious?
One of my clients haven't had sex with his wife for 4 years.
Now that is ridiculous. I could never stay in a marriage like that. But you said something that stood out to me. You said performative. Why would a wife be performative? Isn't that what men complain about? Like, why would they want a wife to be performative?
It's actually the opposite. Men complain when their wives decline to be performative. We know that during a relationship, you may not want to do the things you vowed to do when you signed up for marriage. Men look at it as failing to do your duty in what you said you would do.
But what if she can't do it?
What do you mean can't?
What if she can't be performative in bed? I mean, I've heard women say they need that connection before they sleep with you. Like, they can't just jump right into sex.
I understand that, but even if a man doesn't want to do foreplay, a woman can still make herself available in bed. Astroglide can compensate for a lack of organic moisture.
I understand that, but how are you able to confirm that women can actually give their body to their husband on demand?
Because when they decide to be prostitutes, they can make their bodies available 100 times a day for 100 different men, even if they had no connection to them. We know when a woman has a goal or a bottom line, she can be performative in bed. Like, I reject the idea that she's able to do it for a client, but she's unable to do it for her husband, who she vowed to submit her body to.
Wow. I gotta admit it. I never heard it broken down like that. That's very interesting. But it sounds like you're saying wives are scamming their husbands.
Exactly. Most men are unaware of the scam and become subject to sexual neglect from a woman who had her fingers crossed at the altar.
That's a strong take, sir. I also heard you say that there are some cases where men will perform foreplay to get the woman involved and still be denied access. And of course, I'm not talking about health-related conditions.
Right.
What should a man do in that situation?
Men need to ask if she is okay with outsourcing.
Wait, what do you mean by outsourcing?
Adding a woman to the bedroom or giving him a hall pass.
Oh, okay. That doesn't seem like something women will agree with.
Well, if she doesn't want to bring vagina in for him or allow him to get it on his own, and she won't give it to him, then she betrayed him. She scammed him, finessed him into a marriage that has no sexual reciprocation. From my understanding, men are not signing up to be monogamous to a woman who would deny sex. And if men had foreknowledge of this, they would never marry these women.
Wow. I appreciate you breaking this down for me.
Right.
Especially the prostitute comparison. As wild as the comparison is, I gotta admit it makes sense.
Think about it. A prostitute doesn't have to know you. Doesn't need foreplay. She don't need a ring. She will always be hot and ready for you so long as you bring her bottom line. A man can marry a woman, give her provision, protection, children, and risk his life for her. And she will not always be hot and ready for him.
Wow. That's deep.
He ain't never lie.
Who was the interviewee?
That is
The
retarded.
interviewer. I'm sorry. The interviewer. Who was the interviewer?
That was AI, right? It had to be AI.
That was AI.
If that's AI, that's fucking genius.
I think that was
my God.
phenomenal.
That's man, Vlad TV, do that. That's genius. If that's AI, but you can't argue with the nigga though. I mean, if you don't want to get a man some coochie and then you don't want to bring him no coochie, that's like you not being able to cook, but then saying you can't order DoorDash. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, if you don't want to give me some and then you don't want to bring me none, you put me between a rock and a divorce place. Like, there's not really much else that I can consider because I'm not going to cheat on you because cheating takes too much work. So I'd just rather be able to leave and go get the pussy I want without worrying about having my keys scratched or my location checked and you pulling up at my new girl house. So
For 4
he's not
years.
But do y'all think?
4 years.
No,
Do y'all
listen,
think that?
one of them has been fucking somebody. I don't believe two humans in a relationship are both not having sex. She might not be fucking him, but she's fucking somebody, or she got one of them fuck master 9000s, and he just been made irrelevant. So
Or
either
she
way,
doesn't want to have sex.
yeah.
For
Do
how
you
many
think?
years?
Do y'all think?
4.
4 years. She ain't
Yeah,
want to
4
have
years.
sex not one time.
Yeah, I've known
Yeah, that
somebody.
happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Women do
But do
that.
y'all think that if a man is providing everything, in all aspects, should women deny sex at any given time?
Roll over.
Ladies.
No, I don't.
There is no reason. Oh, ladies, okay.
No, I don't
I
feel
was
like you
wondering because
should.
women. Yeah, I don't think so. You
No.
should give it to them.
Throw that ass in a circle.
Right. So my
couple
thing
minutes.
is a woman that respects you and that is in love with you, she's gonna want to give it to you whenever you want it. Like she's going to. I mean, I'm a little different. I'm the one that's more hypersexual in relationships, but yeah, you don't need that extra. I hear women saying, "Oh, I need the extra foreplay," or make me feel good, or you can't just think I'm about to bust it open. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It don't take all that, especially in a relationship. Now, you may need that at the beginning of getting to know somebody, and they say I'm sapiosexual. I am too. But once I get to know my man, then it's all down here from there. Like if I'm cooking, you want some, yeah, get some. Right where I'm
Let me
rambling up
turn the
these
stove
words.
off so we don't burn this food real quick.
But
Right.
even then, if you're married and you've been married for a while, you know him inside and out. You could just give him some head and go to bed, honey. Get them on together, and by then you done learn how to get him where he
Good
needs to
night.
be. Okay, and
It
you
take
need
30
something,
seconds.
I'm good. You need a sandwich afterward. You so sweet. And then I'm gonna go back to what I was
Fried
doing.
bologna.
Listen, and
Yeah,
you done made it
but
look
you know
good.
what?
Put a little lingerie on, and baby, you so sweet. Yeah.
The key word is like. You can love somebody, but when you like a person, you want to do all these things. I feel like it just holds more value, unfortunately. And he ain't lying with you. I mean, if you don't like somebody, you don't want to please them, you don't want to touch them. But when you like somebody, it's like, you can't keep your hands off of that. I want
My
you. Get
mama
over here.
always said, "What you don't do, another bit will." So she told me I better make sure I do it. That's what my mama
Right.
told
My
me.
mama told me the
I
same
agree with
thing.
you, Lakeisha, because if that's your husband, this is the man that signed his life over to you. You signed your life over to him. Why not?
Women don't care about that, in my honest opinion, Toya. Like it's a fair question, but I don't think that they do. And sometimes I think that a lot men put, because there's an exchange, right? And this is generally speaking. Most of the time when she's arrived at what she needs, and from what I've gathered from just studying y'all, you guys typically need some level of consistency, a comfortable living that is adequate to yourself. You inject some kids in there, some hobbies, then your energy devotes now to the things that you're able to live, because our experience is very different in a relationship than y'all. The relationship is always about y'all from a man, typically speaking. But when you guys are with us, it becomes about the extension of us. So the houses and the experiences and the socialization, right? So that's what I think sometimes happens, because fellas, walk with me for a second. If you were to recall the time that you had the most exciting sexual interaction, was it when you had more square footage or less square footage?
Shit, I ain't had nothing.
If you live in the projects or you lived in the suburbs.
You ain't have a place, you got a car. I was just thinking if that's what you guys would say, something like that.
Shit, like you ain't need a car.
Exactly. And that's my point. It's there's something that happens when especially you got one and you give her, they say the imperative. The woman gets the things that she signed up for, because I'm not convinced that men are that dope that you guys, even when you like us, you like just us. You like us and what comes with us and what we continue to share with you. So that sometimes, in my opinion, becomes the life you're living. That, in my opinion, does not make the pussy wetter. It actually up, because you're able to now live in multiple dimensions of your life, from your comfort, so on and so forth. So sex becomes secondary, at least in my opinion. It ain't like that for us. And I think that a lot of men that are in these relationships that are not getting the sex is because they've probably expanded too much of where she's getting majority of what she needs and wants, and he has not made it apparent that he not only needs her, but what he wants is also equally, if not more important. F all this, F what we got going on. You gotta take care of this part. This is your job. Like, this is your job. And I don't really think a lot of men do that correctly.
I don't know. I don't know if that would be the case. I don't think that, when you give a woman too much, that she just, get dry and don't have the desire to please you anymore. I totally would say no to that. However, to the gentleman's point in the video, a lot of women either lose respect for their spouse. And once you lose respect, you no longer have that desire to please that person. Or they came into the arrangement with the looking for a provider and not really interested in or not in love with that person that they're marrying. Women can finesse and cover up to get what they want. So if I'm looking for a certain lifestyle or a man that can take care of me, and a guy that's 4'11" come along, and he got a big belly, and I know I'm not attracted to this man, but he's offering everything that I want as far as my life, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to work. All I have to do is just appease to this man that I'm in love with him. Then that's what they're going to do. And once they get that ring and that security, and they may keep it up for a little bit, but then after a while, it's like, well, I'm the secured the bag, so I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not even sexually attracted to you, to be honest. Like, so that's where all those things come in, and they no longer desire to keep fulfilling that man's needs. But I don't think it's just.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Paris. Sorry.
No. You okay, baby? Go ahead.
You made me think of who may not know, I was married for 2 years, and I would agree with you in that, because I was with my ex-husband for 4 years, but we were married for 2. And I think that the sex changed, or I started wanting to freely give it, per se, like all the time, once the dynamic of the relationship of me chasing security, I guess you could say, or chasing feeling protected and having to deal with like the attitudes of the kids. And it was so much going on that I felt like the help more so than the helpmate, per se. So I started to kind of dislike him. We probably went months. I can't even count. We probably went a long time without sex. Now, he probably was getting it from somewhere else. I wasn't, because I was probably the one feeling a certain type of way. However, but it started going downhill once I felt a lack.
Once you stopped liking him.
Right. Yeah, I agree. You're right. Probably when I started not liking him.
Right.
What you gonna see?
Go
ahead.
I think that's the other thing. Like, after a while, I think I just got bored. I'm not even gonna hold you. I had married the man, and we were together for a long time, like 10 years. And after a while, it was like I could count when he's about to nut. Like, we got 5 minutes. If I squeeze like this, he up out of here. I got to where like I could time it and then go back to what I was doing. And I think sometimes men get like just in this space. Well, I nutted, I can go to bed. Well, you're not really concerned about me. I didn't. I'm pleasing you. And I think one of the conversations that I had with my mom actually recently was like, when y'all talked about marriage in the beginning, a lot of things when we talked about sex was about pleasing him, but not necessarily the other way around. I don't know that he ever had that conversation of how to please me. So once I'm bored, I'm just like, well, I'll do it. But I can count him down. I can count him down right to the minute. And I just got bored. So it just was like, I'm performing. I can ooh all the right way. I know if I get your head like this, you're going to nut and go to bed. I count you down.
See, and that's
So
why
I
I
think
think
that
that
has a lot to do with communication
conversation.
too. There you go. Go ahead, Paris. She was about to land. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that's where that conversation is missing. So when we get into marriages, we're not really becoming that best friends with our partner first, where we're creating those safe spaces to have any type of conversations comfortably. So if we establish that first, then it wouldn't be a problem if I'm lacking in an area, because I already know that I can have these conversations with my best friend and it's not going to offend him or not going to make him feel some type of way. So it's just establishing that foundation of that relationship with having those uncomfortable conversations so that you can. And then people have to know that sex is like a top tier, very important in a relation. So that should be like conversations off the bat. Like, what happens when you get, bored? Are we open to this? Are we open to that? Like, do you like the role play? How can we keep things spicy? Like people are shy or shy away from having sexual conversations with your partner, but that is like a vital or important part of a relation. So yeah, like, so for me, I was married with my ex-husband and I was with him for 15 years, but never, at no point did I ever stop desiring that man, ever. And I desired him so much. No matter what he wanted and how he wanted, when he wanted, he can have it, because I had that love for him all the way until the end. So I think it all boils down on how much you truly love your partner and how open you
So
are
why
with
did
your
it end?
partner.
Yeah.
You
So
also
I,
have
If you
to.
don't
I
mind
I
me
agree
asking.
with I agree with you, Paris, but sorry, we got to get back to you for a second. Uh, I have to say shame on you, only because you refused to have that said conversation. I, I I can't see why you would not be pleased and not feel the need to articulate it at all. If you're not willing to have the conversation, then that says a lot about the communication that you had within that particular relationship. And one of the things that Darwin mentioned in the video was being performative, and that's a thing. But I don't think that's sustainable. And for you to ooh and ah when you're not enjoying, you're giving out mixed signals. So even if something's wrong, not only you won't have the discussion, but you're masking the fact that something's wrong. So even if he wanted to, he's thinking you're enjoying yourself. So he thinking and doing his thing. He probably thought he probably wrecked that shit, but he wasn't, right? So I think that we have to have these conversations. If you aren't comfortable talking to your said partner about your sexual relations, then it's going to be a disaster. Very few of us have the ability to have that type of synergy where we can just connect without speaking. For most humans, we have to speak to each other. We have to communicate, right? And we understand that, it's necessary. The verbiage is necessary, particularly if something's going wrong. You have to talk about it. And if you won't, then you're setting yourself up for a complete disaster.
I'm
And
And
glad
also,
you
you
true,
said
gotta
that
and
make it
true.
too.
fun.
I
You can't just say you
um,
bored and then don't try something that's gonna be fun.
Well, I think that's the thing. The conversation was actually had, but we're two different people now. I think when because we were young when we got married, we were relatively young, so the conversation probably didn't go right. It probably was more like turned into more like a World War III type of argument in the middle. So what do you mean? And we're yelling, and we weren't healthy at that time anyway. But it was the one thing that, and it's gonna sound messed up the way I'm gonna say it, but sex for me was easy with him because I'd figured him out. So the one way to get him to stop yelling, screaming, yelling, whatever that may be that he was doing at the time, I would fuck him and he'd go to bed. We didn't have real conversations. We'd fucking go to sleep. And that was kind of the toxicity of it, is I knew how to get you to calm down and that would be it. So for me it just became an act. It wasn't even like I love you enough to do this, but leave me alone. I'm gonna go sit over here. I don't
But
have to
that
listen to
some
you
some
yell.
women won't do that. They'll they'll
Right.
they'll know and they'll withhold, or not even, they don't want to be touched or anything like that because of that.
Well, that was our way of getting around conversations. We would fuck, and that's what would happen. We'd make love sometimes and make it more fun, but
Well, studies show
we
you
didn't
do
have
I
sleep
a
would
better.
say That's what my marriage, if I could go back and people ask me what was my role in us divorcing, and I could say he didn't do his part either, but in my role, I didn't tell him what was wrong enough.
Right. And I can
could've-
say that the communication
Yeah.
part was harder then. Like in hindsight, yes. Should we have had more conversations and actually just sat and talked? Yes. But that's hindsight. I can say that now. I've grown enough now to say those things. But at the time, sex wasn't a problem because I'm giving it willy nilly. And that's the one way. That was the one argument we didn't have was yes, I might have been bored sometimes, but baby, I fixed it.
I introduce something because I sometimes don't think that this happens to where men are honest, and sometimes I hear women say the sex exchange, right? Sometimes men will have sex performatively too, and not necessarily be satisfied with the sex he's getting. And you women on the panel may be the ones to be mature enough to sit down and actually exchange and hear about, look, I really don't like it when you scoot on my dick when you're on top. You may be able to have that conversation. Some girls can't. And I think that overwhelmingly the energy in the female space is that we're all open. That's nonsense. Most dudes, if they being honest, would like to expand or do more in the realm of sex, because the act of sex is one thing, but the satisfaction level of it is a whole nother thing. And I think because our body, we can bust a nut. That's easy. But I think because we bust a nut, y'all think, oh, he's good. Not necessarily. And this is where sometimes the cheating and stuff comes in, and the side girl situation. I told my girl earlier, we were just having a conversation because she wanted to know what the topic was going to be about. And I was like, it's your favorite topic. And she can't stand like infidelity, right? And I was like, a lot of women actually should be happy that side chicks exist, because I would argue that most relationships sustain longevity because of side chicks, to be honest. And the act of sex there is a energy exchange. And this is why I always advocate for men to raise their standards. Don't just get the sex, get the kind of sex you want, get the kind of satisfaction you want. If she's not willing to meet you there, and then we need to have some conversations, because it's not just the busting a nut, ladies. There is a satisfaction level that men want to achieve.
But I will say this: I have a friend who is actually quite the opposite. She's the one who's more hypersexual, and she'll perform, but he doesn't do oral on her, and there's certain things like he just doesn't do, and she's like, okay, it's been like 2 weeks, when are we gonna do it again? And he's like, oh well, I was tired, or this, and I work all day, long hours and strenuous work, and it's just like usually maybe in the morning, or so it's like she's constantly
You don't really like her?
begging for it. But you
don't really like
I mean, he told her this is a lifelong commitment. You ain't going nowhere, so don't play with me. So I don't know.
Not can perform like he used to back in the day.
No, I mean, as far as like, I mean, he doesn't do oral on her at all.
You saying it has been 2 weeks for oral, not the actual act.
No, in general. No, he never has done it on her. In the years, it's been like almost 4 years, and he's never done it to her.
So the confusion you're getting is she's saying two different things. So he was not giving it to her because he's tired from working, and he don't do oral. So both, right? Right.
And see, that conversation, I feel like is different, isn't it? Because like
you need to grow up.
You want me to do you, and you don't do me, and so but you're not. What?
Does he want her to do him, or is she used to doing that? And because I actually know plenty of people in my sphere who don't do it either way, and that's what their relationship is. It's not something that they do in their marriages.
I couldn't
do that. They both not
I don't want to be in that one. I don't want to be in none of that.
May these
and see, that's the thing. That's the thing about vetting. Like, people need to vet better.
They agree.
So these are things you need to find out before you get in a relationship with somebody.
So if you want to continue.
Right, sexually. Like, we shouldn't be a year in a relationship and I'm just like, oh yeah, you never did this to me before.
We're doing a whole lot of sex talk, man. That's we're getting way off topic.
It was about cheating. I mean, sex cheating go kind of hand in hand.
What about non-sexual cheating?
Well, it's still cheating because that's the reason why men cheat a lot of times is if they're not being fulfilled.
In a
Does that
woman's
make a
eyes,
difference
but
to
not
the
necessarily
woman?
their eyes.
If he cheated on you emotionally but not physically, are you more likely
That's what my
or less
ex-husband
likely
said.
to
I
work
told
it
him,
out?
shut the. My ex-husband tried that dumb shit. No, shut up. You sound stupid. Just say you got your dick sucked because we wasn't doing it. That's it. That's all you got to tell
Oh,
me.
well, so
I
everybody's
respect that.
everybody's
No,
level
I
of cheating is
know.
different. Some people
Yeah.
say oral is, some people say if it, if it's not penetration, some people say kissing, texting.
If you wouldn't want me doing it, and you feel a certain type of way, if I was to do it, then your ass was cheating.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to go to run this clip, man. Y'all never seen y'all so eager to talk about sex. God damn.
We talking about cheating.
It's a full moon outside.
I mean, y'all shit. You gotta be shitting me. I heard all type of other stuff besides cheating. Let me go run this clip.
Nothing is wrong with what you just said, right? Nothing's wrong with it. The issue is, why do you think that that's only an option for you? Why do you think the women are single? Why can't we be single because we want to be?
Okay, because there's a difference. There's a difference in dynamic with men and women, right? Women naturally are nurturers, they're naturally loving, and they're naturally built for commitment and families. Okay. And so this is something that they naturally want. They naturally want to have a family. Okay. What happens is when you experience so many bad things, it steers you away from that. So when a woman says that I don't want to be in a relationship and I'm cool with being single, to a man, that just sound like you didn't fucked up too many times and you didn't give it up. Because a woman, now men are different. We seed spreaders. We're not the same. We're built the same, built different. I mean,
And that's why I'm single, because I don't
so
want to
this
be
is
able to
why.
seed spreader.
But see, the thing about it is this is why. In nature, women always question, why the hell can't you just stop fucking bitches? Because this is how we built. Y'all not built that way. And the sooner y'all realize that we are two different beings, we will get along better. We understand women. We
No, we
understand
do
that you are an
too.
emotional being. There's nothing you can do to stop that. So as a man, as a leader, as a provider, as your husband, I have to know how to navigate those feelings because that's something naturally that you just can't control. You're a fucking female and you're gonna be emotional. So I cannot be delusional as a man and think that I'm gonna get with any woman and not have to deal with her emotions to some sort of degree. We understand that. But when it comes to a woman understanding the biology of a man, it's like, oh, you have no discipline. You need to pray. You a hoe. You know, this is how we built. Even if we don't, and I say this all the time, all men don't cheat. All men don't cheat, but all men will cheat. And y'all act like y'all don't understand that. It's not. It
No,
has
I
nothing to do.
understand that.
It has nothing
I
to do
understand
with
that.
discipline.
And that's why we
It has
single. I
nothing to
understand
do
that
with
too.
discipline.
understand
It's just
that.
how we are wired. And so you
Listen,
might
I
have. And
understand that.
this is why I say a lot of you women out here have good men. Y'all have good men, good stand-up men, and you leave him for cheating. That's his nature. Not saying to be disrespectful, because that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that is the wrong reason to leave a man, a good man. That's all I'm saying. Because you can be a good woman, but you might have a fucking emotional wreck sometime. But we understand it. We take the good out of y'all and try to exit the fucking bad. We know, okay, I got a woman. She cook, she clean, she got good sex, she on point, she go to the gym, she do all that, but the bitch mouth is kind of reckless. We will suck that up. Because you got so much other good shit to replace your fucking badass attitude. This is why y'all say all the hoes women, all the hoes getting married. Because hoes know how to treat men. Yes, they got mouth, but they come with more good than bad. It's what I'm telling you. The good girls, they don't know how to do shit because they've been good too fucking long. They don't
A
know how to.
bitch. Hold on,
That's what.
because I'm gonna refer to him as a bitch, right? A bitch that don't know how to watch her mouth and respect you should never be able to get commitment from you. What are we talking about here? Like a
I
bitch,
just
you
used
should
that
not
for an
be settling
example.
for a
Thank you.
woman that can't shut the fuck up or watch her mouth when she's talking to you.
What I'm saying is this, okay? Yes, you're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is we will take more of the good and we'll try to camouflage what's wrong because we think more realistically. See, and the thing about it is this, even with a man and a woman, when a woman cheats, because I've been a side nigga for 7 years. Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me that
Oh,
it's
that's why
all
you
these
act
fucking
like
good girls out here
that is
floating
true.
around, because it's not. These bitches is fucking. Okay, so stop acting like all these women are good, because they're not. But at the same sense,
We ain't
like,
acting like that.
We
no,
not. I'm
what I'm
not.
saying, what
I
I'm
swear, I
saying is,
know
when
We
I
ain't
these
say,
acting
bitches
like
ain't
that.
shit.
what I'm
I
We ain't
know
saying
they
acting
ain't
like
is,
that.
shit. I talk about them all
what
the
I'm
time.
saying
So
is, a woman would leave a good situation. She'll leave for 20% of bad and throw away the 80%. Because I've been in situations where I didn't fuck with females and they'll sit there and tell me, like, because all women do when they got niggas is want to sit around and talk about they nigga. And so what they'll do is they'll sit there and tell me every fucking thing that this nigga ain't doing, but she over here fucking me and I'm not doing it neither. So, bitch, are you delusional? What the fuck is wrong? You cheating on this man for
No, so
nothing.
let me help you out. No, so let me help you out with that. Right? Because she's not looking for it from you. She just venting to you. She's not looking for it from you. So she doesn't want
But
it
you
from
got
you. It
dick at
doesn't matter
home.
that you give it to her or not.
All you getting
Yeah,
is
but
dick. You
okay,
got
let
that
me
at
help
home.
you out. Okay, hold on. Let me help you out. Let me help you out, okay? Because we let you do a lot of hijacking. Let me help you. Women like new stuff too. Okay? While y'all men walking around here acting like y'all just some seed spreaders and y'all the only ones that like some new stuff and all that. Okay? Women like them some new stuff too. They get bored and tired of that same old thing. And God forbid you go out and cheat on her. And because most women
exactly.
silently, secretly get they lick back. Okay? Now what they don't do it like you do it, and you be showboating it all around. You gonna take this girl to the linger by knowing
You
I'm your
know, I know.
girlfriend. And so what I'm telling you is, okay, she don't want it from you. She just talking to you, she's venting to you, and she just so happen to be sleeping with you at the same time. But she ain't looking for it
I
from you.
get
She
that.
wanted it from him, which is why she complaining about it, because she want him to get his act together. Okay.
Damn. So women like new dick too, huh?
She basically just said hoes do. A woman should be able to talk to you crazy. Everything she said a woman shouldn't be. If you watch how she is on these panels, she's that woman, which explains why she's single and why niggas not taking her serious. It's a nigga out here tricking on her, I'm sure though, because I just don't see either of them being able to afford the type of lifestyle they portray on their social medias without using their pussies to get it. And then you trying to tell him like, well, use a side nigga. Well, you missed the whole point. It's a woman going to go. It's like when women think they can go cheat back on a dude, like that hurts us or some shit. She thinks that her going to go get some new dick doesn't do anything but demean and diminish her value. Because now everything the dude that you are with is supposed to do to go do all of this shit to earn that same vagina, you wouldn't give it to a nigga who not doing none of that shit to you. So now you gonna go home and make your main nigga pay for the pussy that you've been giving out for free and wondering why you can't keep a nigga and niggas aren't trying to marry you. Like, the worst thing for a hoe to do is to be on the internet, because that's how you can ensure that you will never ever have a happy ending, even if it's one you don't deserve, because niggas will hear you. And once you've been identified as a hoe, like if, say for example, Trev was dating one of these girls and he didn't know her history, but then we went out and he brought it with me, I'm showing this nigga her whole Instagram. I'm showing her all these clips of all these whole talking points, and being Trev probably finna walk up out of there and go do something different while she's sitting here in the bathroom looking like, where the fuck these niggas go? Like, that's what happens to hoes. And then it's like we pay these hoes so much attention when the majority of, like, especially this is probably the most wholesome panel we've had all since I've been around. And the majority of y'all don't even align with the hoes. But the majority of these talking points, the majority of these conversations are about things that hoes are saying.
I'm just like, I know it happens because I've seen it happen before where they appear to be good women. They may have a low body count and they just get curious, especially if they married at a younger age. But I don't think no man could imagine their woman just like stepping out doing some sad shit and not even know. Like that's got to be the most tripped out thing ever. But it probably happens more than we think. because I'm pretty sure the women talk about it, but I don't think every man knows or is aware that this is possibly going on in his own household.
That's why you got to be like what True said. If your women know that their position requires them to perform the job functions as outlined and agreed to upon said day of commitment, then they can't afford to go get curious, because again, a lot of these women lose the lifestyle they lead once they lose access to the dick it's attached to, especially these hoes. So they're gonna have to keep performing, because their performing is tied to their survival, and that's what a lot of hoes date from. That's their point. They need to survive, and they know they can't they do it the easy way by cooking and cleaning and being a good wife for a good man. So they gotta do it by sucking and fucking for some rich ones, and such is a pretty hoe's plight.
I'm gonna say this. It's probably gonna sound crazy, but walk with me. I don't think cheating is a woman's game. I think if we're gonna classify it cheating, I think cheating is a man's game. And the reason why I say that is because, again, the involvement of the relationship not predicated on y'all sustaining it. This is not a money thing for me. This is not a, he pays all the bills, so therefore, that's not how I look at it. I look at it that in most cases, when women do actively cheat, they're gonna do it in secret because they're still trying to sustain what they're benefiting from. If a man cheating is not, it's not again, not co-signing it, but I understand it. He's probably built more than likely sustain the environment that he's living and she's living. So if cheating was a dual thing, in my opinion, women will be meeting men at the contribution that is required to make a relationship actually happen. That's not what they do. They want to maintain the ecosystem that is pleasant, provisions, whatever, and then go have fun on the side. If you really that bad, then be honest, be direct about it, and be able to now suffer the consequences when it comes. Because like I think JR said it, ain't no man want to barter with your body while I'm sustaining you and, standing in this position of being your man. And then you like, well, I want a new itch. No, women, in my opinion, don't have the ability to cheat because y'all don't meet us on anything that is actually beneficial. When y'all start making our birthdays look like y'all birthdays, when you start taking dudes on vacation, when you start paying bills for him, then y'all can cheat. But until then, I don't want to hear women talk about cheating.
But True, you do know majority of women are doing that. Like, you do know that for the average couple, their income difference is like $3,000 to $4,000 before taxes. So a lot of women are paying half the bills and doing these things, right? And I don't think cheating, though, should be predicated on any of that. I don't care. I think it's a moral issue, right? And I think that Willie is a prime example of when he said, I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to leave. It's a morality thing. And I think we make a lot of excuses for people. Oh, this person didn't give me this. This person didn't give me that. You always have the option to remove yourself. You're not boxed in. We live in a country that makes divorce super easy and leaving super easy. You do it because you're morally corrupt. And that's just we can blame everything. Oh, they withheld for that many years. And you could have divorced them and been like, because you're not doing XYZ, this marriage is over. It's a primary aspect of our relationship or whatever. I'm out. And that person can have the option to change, or they won't, right? It's going to be what they do. We can and that's why with women, the emotional aspects or whatever of cheating, because they say women emotionally cheat more. I don't know, because I done seen some married men and some people timeline in their inboxes just yapping away and spilling all their guts to a random. So I don't know if that's actually true, unfortunately, right? People do find what they're lacking, right, for whatever reason, or what's easier, and they go after that. But I think it's solely morality thing, because if you aren't satisfied, our country makes it very easy to leave. This ain't where it's, you can leave.
I don't disagree with you in
I
regards
also
to the
think
case.
that you need to have the conversation with your wife. Like, I know some married couples that are not locked in. I mean, they're locked in, but they're not locked in the marriage. Like, they allow each other to do things outside of them. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
not, I'm
open.
not saying that's for everybody, because we know it's not. But what I admired about them was that they had this level of just open communication and trust with each other that allowed them to do that. And it's not something you see every day. So,
Right.
I did have something else. I know Trev mentioned about having a conversation. I honestly don't know too many people that have had conversation about that. I think a lot of men's ego would be bruised if a woman was to bring that to them. So, is this something that like realistically happens, or do you think men should just kind of pay attention and just know that they need to step it up, or vice versa?
I think it realistically happens because when you listen to them, like the guy that, went 4 years without, having sex, like, okay, then you think that woman just was not having sex for 4 years. So it kind of have to come to a point where, you got to use your brain, common sense. She's just not having sex with you. So it happens. I hear about it all the time, women stepping out. So it is a thing. That's why you got, work husbands and work boyfriends and stuff like that. Like, whatever part that the man is not fulfilling, maybe he's too busy and he's not emotionally there for her anymore. And now her work partner is, and listening to all their problems, and she's able to easily talk to him and confide in him. And so the opportunity presents itself, and they get in the right spaces, in the right places, it goes down. So it just it happens.
But I don't think the conversation happens enough though, because I think that really is one of the things that you do have to consider is his ego. Because a lot of men are, I'm not going to say a lot, maybe some. Some men don't want to have that conversation that the wood is bad. The stamina's not where it used to be. You're not shaped like we started. It's that happy way sometimes affects them just like it does us. And I'm not going to say that conversation happens because I don't think it does, not enough. Because I know there are plenty of men that don't know how to please a woman in general, let alone to have a conversation with her about it. They think that a jackrabbit that's the way to go. And you won't know until that one girl stops you and says, "Babe, what are you doing? Why are you doing it like that?" What Until you get that one that is willing to work with you, that conversation's not had. You're not
Yeah.
learning.
Like, she'd be like, slow down, slow
I agree
down.
with you, Stormy.
I think that's a very intimate position to be in. Like I would hope that conversation could happen where you guys have a fruitful relationship. Um, I, I don't know. I won't. I'll ask. I'll ask Trev. Trev, do you think? Because you talk to a lot more men, in your work. Do you think that overwhelmingly men care about women's satisfaction sexually?
I think that most of the men see it as a reward system. So I would say no, not necessarily. And there's a lot of men who are completely oblivious to what their performance is. And that's perpetuated by the woman and their lack of interest in pleasing a woman.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I'm just curious. I talking to depending on the demographic of women, I hear there's a premium on satisfaction, and then it depends because if I'm being honest, it sounds like y'all want everything, and that's not bad. We got one life, right? But where is where's the give? In my opinion, I don't see most people's life having almost everything being balanced. You don't typically get super intellectual, super handsome, super driven, super disciplined, super demon in the sack. He knows how to throw a right punch. He comes from a good family. Like, that's fantasy. So good sex to me, you know, I know JR said not sex, but we're talking about intimacy. I think that has to be built. That has to be developed. I'm sitting here, you know, being anecdotal. I'm thinking like, if my woman was to come to me and talk about, she would want to, you know, explore satisfaction sexually. Fair, I'd probably be open to it, but my first mind would probably be like, what are we comparing it to? Because in most cases, her included, she's not a virgin. So when we talk about satisfaction, and what are we really talking about? Are we talking like, am I trying to live through vicariously through where you've been, or is there a new level? Like, and for me, that's tricky. I would love the women to help kind of navigate.
Well, that's kind of
So
not
true.
fair to. That's kind of not fair to say, because in the other aspect, men want to be pleased. They have an ideal of how they want to be pleased. And so they're expecting their partner to be able to please them in such way. So when it comes to a woman, we have the same. It doesn't have to mean past histories or future histories or whatever. It just simply means that I know that I'm not getting fulfilled completely, sexually. So for a woman to bring that up is just kind of opening the door to have that conversation. And she don't want to bruise your ego by just saying, look, you lasted for 2 minutes lately and this just ain't getting it. So she's like, can we explore new things or try this? That's probably her way of trying to have that conversation with you. But ideally, we still want to get pleased too. Like, we're human, we have desires, and we want to, climax just like you do.
And I'm not.
So just to put that into perspective, real quick, I know you were. This kind of goes into the question you asked as well. There's about 30 to 50% of women don't experience a climax with every encounter, right? And 10 to 15% of women up to 35 have never experienced a no. So that's kind of wicked when you think about it. I don't think we could say the same for men, right? Like, we're going to finish most of the time. There's very few times where I might have faked a nut. I mean, it can happen, but it's atypical. And women are shamed. I think one of the main reasons is because women are shamed. Women are, or even if they're not shamed by men, they are ashamed to talk about it. They're ashamed to ask what they want. And sometimes you'll find yourself pulling teeth when you try to have that conversation.
Well, and I think that's fair. I hear you, Parrish. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. So I'm trying to, arrive in good faith. But this is me. I'm speaking for me, not for anyone else. I look at relationships holistically. I look at the relationship as a whole. In my opinion, most women get majority of what they want in the relationship. In my opinion, you making a face. I'll ask you a question. Have you ever dealt with a guy that you did not want? Did you ever pursue a dude that you didn't want?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't think that you're different than most women. So even you saying no, that's most women's experience, right? The relationship is built around you being satisfied in most places that matter: time, communication, things of that nature. So this is why I said moments ago, I think y'all want everything, because I know you're making a face and you can jump in at any moment, right? In one area, if you are not the center of attention, but in all other aspects, majority of the time you are, to me, it sounds selfish overwhelmingly, because just like Trev said, biologically, men are always going to bust when we talk about sex, but most men are not living in relationships where they're ultimately satisfied, ultimately given the things that they want, ultimately served and respected at the level that they want. So there's an exchange. This is reality. So you guys get that stuff, but then now you want highest level of sexual satisfaction as well. Then you want the ring you want. Then you want the lifestyle you want. Then you want the communication you want. What does he get?
I mean, we're women. So of course we want what we want. But so to say that women, get everything they want in a relationship, which is 9 out of 10 not true, because then we'll still be in the relationships since we're the ones that's always leading. But to say that comparison to having, climax during sex is mind blowing. There's so many benefits in having climax. So to deprive that person of being able to have that is, you know what I mean? That's just top tier to, or on just comparison to you wanting to get your nut. Like, so I don't see how we can, scale one against the other of we want the looks, we want the finances, we want communication, with the, yeah, all those things is good, but to deprive me of sex, this is something my body craves. Like, do you want me to walk around here like a diva? Because if you give me some and make me climax, that is a stress reliever. So, like, it's so many things to give women energy. Do you know if I get some, I'm ready to clean this whole house up? So, to deprive a woman of something that her body naturally wants because you come with all the other things, it's kind of like, what are we talking about?
I mean, but that
That's
could go
not what,
both ways, though.
and that's not what I said.
It definitely goes both ways. But that's the reason why I said if a man needs it, we can't say that just because he don't require as much as a woman in a relation, that a woman don't need that as well. I'm a strong advocate for, pleasing your man in every way, in any way. Total advocate for that. Like, but the
But I
thing
will.
is, it goes
So,
both
so
ways.
can we get the ladies on the panel then to actually articulate how much of a priority it is? Because women aren't typically very honest about it. If it is so important, which I'm not denying, because I do believe it's very important, but most women don't articulate how important it actually is.
So I think
I think
one of the aspects you can kind of look at is that, and the women know they're gonna identify this. Y'all ever looked at somebody, a woman, and been like, her man must got the magic stick because the way she act with that man. We've all done it. We've all seen a woman on a man's arm, and you knew like he got the grade A Wagyu, organic, imported from Japan beef. You knew it. You knew it by the way she treated that man. You knew by the way she was acting. You knew how the way she was like, don't nobody touch my man. Like, so I think that one of the things I've seen is that it's not the most important thing to women, but I do think that it is highly important, and I can identify a difference when I see a woman who is sexually satisfied and one who is not. And it typically shows in how she treats that man.
Right.
And
everybody else.
The ones who run on. You said, and everybody else?
You said that it's not as important to women. What, sex?
I don't think. I think for the average man, sex and respect are like competing for the top two. I think for a woman, it's probably 3 or 4, depending on the woman, of course. Right? It's going to fall in different levels of priority, but love, security, and then it might be sex after that. For most men, I think it's going to be like respect, sex, and then service is probably in my mind what their 3 priorities are. And when I say that, I mean like, everyone's got a list.
Sex.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty high on the totem pole for me, and I would just say like I have.
Is it the number 1 or number 2? If you really had to pick that billion.
So we already said I'm not picking the billion. No, I just think that like if I don't have that, then I don't really I would probably feel like a man. Like I don't have that, then I don't have a solid relationship. And you could say that's whatever I don't know, shallow, whatever. I just think that it's super high, that compatibility, that desire. I cannot be with somebody, me personally, I can't be with somebody that I don't sexually desire. It will never, ever work.
Yeah, you're taking it a different direction, Jay. That I hear you. That's you're taking it a different direction. I appreciate y'all. You can tell how giddy y'all get. This is why this is a great conversation. But it's again interesting. I hear what Parrish tried to do. I didn't say that it wasn't important to satisfy a woman or strive to satisfy her. I said where is the exchange? Because your assumption from what you said, don't know if you caught it, is that because we bust a nut, biologically, this is going to happen, right? If you put a puppet around his genitals long enough and it has enough of friction, he can bust a nut. That's just biology, right? Y'all not like that. So it's not just the physical.
I think the vibrators are saying that's not true. I think
the vibrators can't compare to a man.
That's not.
No, I think no.
But no, that's not what he's saying. Though. But go ahead.
I'm just saying. I think it's more physiologically accessible than most people. They make it complicated, and human physiology and anatomy. There are plenty of books out there that actually explain that it's not that complicated.
Well, I think
I don't think anybody got time for a book during that time though. Like they're not about to pull up reading. Like, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me flip through these pages real quick. Like that's just not something that.
But I guess my question,
even if you do read the book, are you gonna remember that when it's time to go?
well, I guess my question to the men would be, when did you finally learn how to please a woman or what it takes to do it? Because I think that that's different on both ends, where some women are really willing to learn you. And the exchange is that I'm learning you and learning your whole inside and out. I know that you don't like mayonnaise on your burger. I know that you like extra cheese, all of these things that we feel like y'all need from us, right? We feel like we're these good women because we can get your order right, we can massage you, we can do all these things, and we can please you. Flip side, when you're questioned, when is it that you learned how to please a woman in that realm? Because intimacy and sex are two different things for us, right? And it should be for everybody, theoretically. But I do hear a lot of men use sex as the intimacy moment. But when did y'all learn how to do that with a woman? Like really learn her? Or took the time to even care to learn her? Because according to what he said earlier, a lot of men don't care about it. We know that y'all are going to ski, so what about us? There are some women that don't even know that they can.
I
They
think a lot
don't
of
even
men
do
think they
that
know.
part.
Women's body is the same. I think a lot of men think women's body. A lot of the women's bodies are the same. That's what. Oh, I thought she was saying something. But yeah, I think a lot of men be like, or think they already know what they're doing because they done got so many notches under their belt that if they hit this woman, hit Jay the same way they hit Becky or Stormy, that they gonna get them there. But every woman is different, and I from what I know, and I know a lot of men that say they don't take the time because, as you said, they don't get all that.
I agree with you, but I also feel like the time spent with that person, you're gonna learn that person's body. You're gonna learn what they like, what they don't like, and like it can only get better from there because you guys are actually being intertwined with each other, learning about each other's likes and each other's bodies and what tickles and what doesn't. Like I just feel like the more time you spend with that person, the more you can figure it out.
I never had an experience where somebody didn't want to. I mean, I can't think of a time where somebody didn't show that they wanted to actually please me, or like maybe they didn't give the full effort. They didn't go 100, but I just didn't. I don't. So I guess like true. What your question is, when does the even exchange come for men when you wake up? No.
So I don't think that that's actually
He's
true
frozen
because-
midway.
Looks like he's asleep.
Is he being funny?
I was like, did he just fall asleep on?
He definitely did.
But
I
that
don't
does
think
go
that's
back to what he
No,
said
he-
though earlier. If you
But what he
really
said-
think about what
what he
Trev
was
said
saying,
earlier,
please.
was that they didn't care. Like some men don't care to know how to please a woman, and they're more concerned about themselves sexually. And there are some that pretend to know what they're doing but don't really know. So it's at that one point. Like for me, I didn't even know I was supposed to enjoy it. Like the way I was taught was sex was just for reproduction. It wasn't even about nothing more, nothing less. I didn't even think I was supposed to enjoy it until I finally did. And I was with someone that was like, watch this. And I was like, wait, whoa. My body short circuited. And then I was like, do that again, sir. But it's not until someone takes the time to do it. Because, baby, it's some people like that don't. And if I was to ever talk about it with my grandma, she wouldn't have said none of this. Like it was never about enjoying it. So for me to learn it later on, it's like,
so the truth's point too is that a lot of because we think that, or because men can climax easily 90 whatever percent of the time, doesn't mean that they're being fulfilled, sexually. So just because they could get in there and get the job done, a lot of men, like for instance, they'll complain about, or not complain, but want to be wanted. So they're like, I'm tired of being the one that's always have to initiate, or you're not in the mood, but you will give me some, tired anyway. And they want to feel like they're wanted as well, or the whole, shebang of just that sensual experience with her, or even oral. Like some women have a problem with that. So just because they get climax don't mean that they are being fulfilled sexually. So I think it goes both ways with partners. Like some people think that they're doing enough and that's all that's needed, and not really being open to and exploring their partner, like Toya was trying to say. A lot of people just don't take the time out to actually get to know their partner's ins and out and what their desires. Like that's one of my questions. What's your desires? What's your fantasies? What's the wildest thing you ever done? How
Yeah,
did
and
that
do it.
feel?
And then
Like
just do
have
it.
those conversations in the vetting process, so I know what I'm getting into. Like, can I keep up? Or maybe I'm a little too much. But so those conversations beforehand, because yeah, you'll end up deprived because you think you're just doing what you need to do, and that's enough for that person.
see, I guess that's where the good girl in me is a little different, because I
I
didn't
think
know I was
Karma
being
Sutra is a good book
deprived.
to read.
Like I didn't know I was being deprived till I realized I was being deprived. Like I didn't know. Like the
So
good girl
what
in me
you
did
don't
not know
know,
that.
girl, what you don't know, you're not gonna miss.
So it's
So
hard to
you
have a
got married
conversation like
deprived.
that with someone that's like that, right? Because if I'm not really that sexual, you can't really ask me how to do it, because I'm be like, oh, you know, because in the beginning, that's really how I was. Like I wasn't about that. All I did was to whatever he said pleased him. I would do that. I didn't think about me because I didn't put myself in that equation. I didn't know I needed to.
Yeah, but a lot of us is like that. So that's why men probably like younger women, because they're not overly exposed.
I get
So
no, I can't.
so what they bring to the table is enough, So that's probably why they like those kind of women. It's just what you don't know that you're missing, you're not missing it.
Right. So then once you finally figured it out, you're like, oh, but that exploration for me was later. It wasn't in the beginning.
I used to read a lot of books.
I told him to read. Like
I read
always
books
been
too.
into like
wait, because here's the
reading
interesting part,
books.
They were
right?
my brother's porn books.
I like reading
Oh
books.
no, not that. I meant actual educational
I like
written.
Kama Sutra book. It's a book.
Oh yeah, I like those too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing,
yeah,
right?
that'll teach you a lot.
I think many people forget that you're supposed to be, if you're religious, I'll just use my own religion you're supposed to be married as virgins, right? And it's supposed to be a journey that you take with someone to explore and understand each other. And as someone who knows plenty of virgins, male and female, when they got married, I feel like in today's time, right, people are exposed to information, and they can get information. And then I feel like our generation grew up, or generations grew up now that we're way more open. So I feel like people are asking questions. They are finding out from each other. Like I've heard a lot of great information and things being exchanged from people who have never had sex before, but they actually did the work and were like, look, this is what I heard about, this is what I know about, this is what, we're gonna read a book, see what's what, have your yeses, your nos, try some stuff. We're gonna come back every 6 months or whatever and see what works for us. And these are little people who have virgins, right? So they ain't had no previous experience. I think one of the issues, to your point, is that actually, I think it's for men and women, you come in with all your preconceived things, thinking you know what you're doing, and you're coming to a new person who has a different body. And it's like, and women do it. I know plenty of women like, well, I just don't know what he likes. Did you ask? Did you say, hey, let's try everything from A to Z, see what works for us as our bodies connect? And I think too many people bring in that baggage from others without explorative and an open mind to say, I'm focusing on the person I'm with now, what they like, what they don't like. I'm focusing on what I do and don't like from this person, right? Because I think too much trying to fit old experiences into new people, just, it won't work. It is not meant to work.
So thank you, because that's what I was trying to allude to earlier on.
You fell asleep on us, True.
Who?
No, True. It looked like you fell asleep because your eyes were closed and you were stuck.
You got stuck.
When I was asking the question, you was asleep. So I just figured that,
He was praying. Dr. Brother Nunsi, also in the $5. We also have Alpha, the first one, $5 a man. Can never cheat in my book because a man should never just be with one woman ever. No cap and no apology. I want to thank everybody that has tuned in tonight. Man, we had an excellent show. I want to thank all the panelists. But tonight, y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Hit the like button on your way out. And we will catch y'all next time. Thank you.